Oh, banana!
I think we're live.
We are.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Saturday to another Canadian Computer Collector video. I am just going to share this real quick because usually there aren't too many people tuned in quite at this point yet. Looks like we have two, though. And more importantly, we have a special guest today. It's Steve from Mac 84.
That means your check cleared, Dan. All is good. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
That's quite the nice dance you're doing there, too, Steve. What do you call that?
This is the Elaine Plus.
The Elaine Plus. I like that. Yeah. Elaine Plus a little luxury.
A little luxury.
The finer things have been sprinkled on that dance. So some cool stuff has happened since the last time I did a live stream. We hit 1,000 subscribers, which was really exciting.
Congrats.
So I've earned like a cool $3.69 since then. So just if anyone's curious how that works, yeah, we are out of the gates now. We're just like a horse though that doesn't have back legs. So we're hoping to grow some back legs. Anyway, having fun. It's been great. Thanks to everyone who subscribed recently. I know there's been a decent amount in the last like 30 days as compared to the average. So maybe it's true what they say. Once you hit 1,000, YouTube helps you a little bit more. I don't know.
They scrutinize you further.
Yes, exactly. Like they take a look and they think, you know what, we don't really like this guy, but we're gonna take his money and convince him to stick around a little bit longer.
We're gonna run ads on his videos regardless.
Exactly.
So also, I think you have a nice lasagna there. Garth is right on the money.
Yes, I've been baking this for everyone today. If you
celebrate
can't
1,000 subscribers, you made a 1,000-layer lasagna.
This is going to be 2 hours of me smearing handfuls of lasagna into a webcam. Just going,
Why aren't you hungry?
You like that?
Be careful, Dan. That sounds like something that would get you a lot of views.
Yeah, well, maybe we're looking at a format change. Okay.
Welcome to the Canadian lasagna smearer. I'm Dan.
We should say hello to everyone in the chat. I want to make sure that I'm on top of chat today because, oh my God, hang on a second. The wind is blowing this thing.
I thought that was just some theatrics.
Stop moving. All right. So there was some lighting problems. I had to move a poster in front of my window so that it didn't blow everything out.
I thought you just about had it. You were just going to jump out the window and leave the stream to me.
Goodbye forever, everyone. We hit 1,000, and that's all I needed.
That's what you do for the 10,000 subscribers.
I want to give a special shout out to Decode SB, who was rapping with me in the chat before we went live.
Some sick rhymes.
Garth, what's up, man? How's it going, Adam? Hello, nerds. Good afternoon, fellow nerd. Mr. Topline, hello. Kyoshi, tried UV lights and worked better than the sun. Doing CRT monitors next. Well, you know what? We are going to reveal this one where we used UV lights. Maybe I need another set of UV strip lights, but also I think I really need like a stronger peroxide. I had 3%, and then I even diluted it a little bit further than that with a thing of hot water. So I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm a 3% genius. How's that?
I like your shirt, by the way.
Yes, yeah. There's a couple things I wanted to mention before we get into the meat and potatoes. How's it going, Dave? So this shirt was made by my lovely girlfriend who put it together in celebration of me hitting 1,000 subscribers. It even says on the sleeve, Canadian Computer Collector. And I love this thing so much. He even made a t-shirt as well. I love it just as much as I love the lady. So thank you so much to my girlfriend. I don't know if she wants me to say her name on stream or not, because
just call her person.
But anyway, thank you. And also, one of my patrons who's back on the list made a little keychain for me, an engraved Canadian Computer. Oh, you know what's probably a better idea? We've got this second camera here.
No, let's make it more difficult.
There it is. Oh,
I'll switch it. There you go.
It's kind of not focusing.
Put your hand directly behind it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. So thank you so much, Ron Reznik. This is the coolest thing. Totally unexpected, and totally appreciate it. So thank you once again, my friend, and thank you for supporting the channel.
You know what's great about that? When you lift a CRT off of your shelf and they find your corpse like 5 years later, that will be able to identify you.
Yes, that's right. It will not degrade over time, unlike my skin and muscle structures.
Oh my God! It was Dan, the Canadian computer collector. All
He
along.
turned into bones and kind of a soupy liquid, but we found this. Yeah, so much appreciated. This was on my keychain. You can already see it had a few dents on it from being on there, but I didn't want to have to hold the keys while we were showing this thing off. Anyway, this has inspired me, I think, to try and start looking into maybe having some cool merchandise available. I know that we're a very small community, but
do it.
It's one of those things. Maybe I'll make a shirt that says "I can't stop farting" or something like that.
#1 seller.
Or have some, do you like my lasagna? That could be another shirt.
It has like a picture of like a computer, like completely unrelated.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to give them it. You don't want to give it everything at once, right? You got to tease them a bit.
Yeah,
so
you got to
start there.
Patreon first, so people can get it right in there.
Steve said he thought that he might have to go #2 during this live stream at some point, so maybe we could get like an abstract photo of that, put that on a shirt,
that's
anyway.
on the onlyribbons.com, Dan. I can't give you free.
Maybe we could just get like a heat signal of Steve in the bathroom instead of a picture. That would be killer. Anyway, put that on a shirt. Maybe we get a heat signal of all of us going to the bathroom. Anyway, not important.
These are great ideas, Dan. These are great ideas.
There may be something in the future. Anyway, let's get right to it. So I've been baking this lasagna for about a week and a bit now. It's an old Coca-Cola plastic sign. If you didn't see the video before, check it out in the channel content. But essentially, I wanted to try my very first Retrobrite, but I didn't want to try it on an old machine for fear that, heaven forbid, I do it wrong. And in this case, I think you could argue that maybe I did do it wrong. But I didn't overdo it. I don't think, at least. Because really what I need is a stronger level of hydrogen peroxide. So, I don't think it's going to be screwed, but I think we're probably still going to see some yellow on this thing, if I had to guess. Anyway, got the towel out. Steve, have you ever Retrobrite anything before?
I'm assuming you're going to have to take your clothes off and you're going for a dip in the pool. Like, what's going on here? Could you explain
the clothes get to stay on. Yeah, essentially what we're doing is removing the yellowing from plastics. I'm sure many of the people in the who are watching this already know this. If you're a computer nerd, you've probably seen it done before on here. Here being YouTube. But basically, we use hydrogen peroxide and UV light to remove the yellowing from plastic. And there are a lot of different ways you can do it. Actually, one of them that I saw online was really cool. Didn't use any UV light. It used an immersion circulator and hydrogen peroxide and hot water. So essentially, the circulator kept the water at the right temperature for it to actually retrobrite these keyboard keys. Problem with an immersion circulator, though, is it might work in even something of this size, but it's not going to work in, I've got bins down here that are kind of buried, but they're massive bins that you fit a full machine in. So it's going to be probably hard to use an immersion circulator for anything beyond a keyboard. But anyway, we went for the classic UV and hydrogen peroxide. I also had to weigh it down. So I put some little pieces of hardware in a Ziploc bag, as well as 2 cans of good tuna. Yeah, we're talking albacore, all right?
So that was to attract your cat to sit on it to distribute the heat, right?
If I had skipjack, I would have used skipjack. Oh, and also a can of, what is this? Crisp and sweet whole kernel corn.
This is going to be a very weird lasagna, Dan. I don't know. It's mostly tuna. There's no pasta involved.
Okay, let's check out that chat. Decode says Brap. Brap could also be, obviously he's emptying the clip, but it could also be someone burping. Dave says nice shirt. Garth says very cool. Congrats on the 1K. Thank you, Garth. Thank you all of you for supporting this channel. I mean, you're the reason this happened. Adam Soupy Liquid was in the MacBook Steve worked on last night. And there might be some on that shirt he's wearing too, from what I understand.
Yes, here's the lovely MacBook Pro 2017 logic board, which is...
Here, let's get Steve up there.
I can do it. Don't worry. Oh, there. Look, wait. I can put my eyes through it. Like,
what year is that? Is that a 2013, you said?
2017.
Holy crap, Steve. Lewis Rossman in the house.
Well, thankfully it wasn't too bad. Hopefully it could be revived. It was in turning on condition when I got it, so at least that was it. But yeah, Apple wanted about $1,500 to replace it because they don't fix things; they just swap out parts.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I found little bits of corrosion on the trackpad and that. So hopefully it'll be all good.
I took it to the Apple store and they said, "What the hell is this?" You should buy a new one.
I love when people do the YouTube videos of like bringing old Apple stuff to the store because the children working there have no idea what it is.
Yeah, you know, I always feel awkward when I watch those because I'm always like, if I was working at the Apple store, like, you know, like here comes some guy with an old computer and likely like a hard on, and he's standing there like, "Whoa, I've never seen this,"
and like holding like a phone, like right here, like I'm not filming at all. You know, the poor
hey, are you at work?
Yeah, the poor guy's getting paid minimum wage just to hang there, and he has to put up with your crap. You know.
Oh yeah, it's that. I mean, like it's interesting to see those videos because you know what, it is the concept on its own is interesting, but you know, it's one of those things that I don't think I'd be able to pull off without feeling weird about it.
Yeah, I think Dan's internet service provider is not a fan of his lasagna, so they keep stuttering his video, but we could still hear you.
Oh so no, it's starting to stutter. Crap!
It's just like every couple of seconds you're like, huh? Like now.
Okay,
there you go. I'll interrupt you every single time you stutter. That'll make for a very interesting stream.
Okay. All right. So we are now ready to pull the sign out. Let's see how this thing looks. Let's check this baby out.
So how long has it been in there?
I put this in initially Wednesday of last week, so 10 days-ish. 10 days with UV light beaming down. Let that liquid drip. Oh man, look at that. Look at how those lights are just blowing everything out here. It looks perfectly white here. Trust me, it is not. Okay. So let's grab camera dos and bring it over here. Whoop.
Drop the camera in the liquid.
Oh, this is a Wi-Fi camera, so this is going to be real laggy.
You're good.
Okay, so it's not... Oh, it is laggy. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. One day this will be better.
One day. That's why you have to subscribe to Dan's Patreon, so you can afford non-crap.
Oh my gosh, this is so brutal. Okay. So
that
gives you kind of a decent idea. You can see a little bit of the text still in there, but that's not all that bad.
Well, also, this thing was probably like in a shop like for decades, just sitting there being blasted by UV radiation. So
he was sitting there telling people to throw their household waste into it. We've given it a new life. Imagine spending your entire life telling people to put their waste in you.
I mean, hey, some people make a living out of it.
Yo. Okay. Whatever pays the bills, folks. No, this is the judgment-free zone.
Welcome to Dan's trash collecting service.
Okay, I should probably rinse this off real quick, so I will be right back. Steve, do you want to show them a new dance move while I'm rinsing this off?
Oh,
wait. There we go.
It would be my absolute pleasure. This is what I call. This is what I call the quadra. That's what the quadra does. It just twitches. It doesn't really do anything. It's so awkward. I can't dance. What do you think I'm fixing computers for in the basement instead of going to social events? But please subscribe to Dan if you're not subscribed already. His channel is awesome. He just passed 1,000 subscribers. And you want to support him? You could do so on buying him a coffee. and Patreon as well. I'm sure there are links in the video description. If there aren't, well, that's his fault. But at least I set it up there. So doing the Twitch. I have pants as long as you imagine I do. Let's just put that out there.
Okay. I've returned.
You missed all the shirtless dancing and swearing.
Oh, that's a shame.
Really? Is it now?
You know I love that. You know I do. Okay, so let's catch up on chat. Dan starting to stutter, slow motion. Dan, oh no. Hopefully things will get better. You know, I find that this connection seems to ebb and flow quite a bit. Like some days I'll be getting like 100 megabit upload, which is insane. And then other days I'll be getting like 0.5. Like I have no idea why it fluctuates like that.
Oh no,
Adam
and Greg realized I didn't go to sleep.
Did you really not sleep, Steve?
Shh.
Oh no.
If this stream suddenly ends with me falling asleep on this desk, we'll just
how do you stay up like that? Do you have insomnia?
No, what is wrong with you? I love that's your first question. Like, wow, what is wrong with you, Steve? Because obviously something is.
I get so tired by like midnight, you know.
No, I was working on something and I fell asleep on the couch, and my wife got home late from an event she was going to, and so when she got home, it was like very early in the morning, and she gave me the laptop, and I'm like, well, now I got to just do the laptop. And then I took a nap, but yeah, I didn't change because I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to smell me.
Exactly. You know what? Steve's in his own biodome. He's good.
Yeah, if you're smelling me, that's your problem.
Yeah, shout out to the movie Biodome as well.
and a timeless classic that doesn't age.
Adam says, one thing to remember with hydrogen peroxide, always rinse it off after removing from the tank or you can get damage as it dries. Ask me how I know. Adam, we would love to hear some details. Dave says, good point. Greg says, oh, GT, what's up, GT? Steve doesn't have pants on, so he can't stand. Yeah, that's
my horrible secrets.
Garth says, oh no. Dave says, doing the Twitch. Garth, big laugh. Steve is wearing the same thing he had on at 3 a.m. Yeah, okay, we got through that already. Okay. Garth says, someone's downloading something off your LimeWire share.
Oh, no.
Dave seems to know what it is. Okay, I got to move this big tank of hydrogen peroxide now.
Maybe how full is it?
Like, actually, it's not all that bad. I've got to.
You can just drink some of it.
You know what? I'll just pull this apart real quick.
Sure.
And we'll do it together as a family.
So I'll ask you some questions about your channel, just to get the ball rolling here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So what's a machine that you hope to acquire so you could do a video about it? How about that?
Oh, you know what's weird? Oh no, the lights went in the peroxide.
That's fine. Just dry them off.
Yeah, we got to dry them off. I just purchased a Adam ColecoVision off of eBay.
Does it have the printer?
No, but it has the keyboard. And it looks.
Do you know why I asked about the printer?
Negative.
Because the power supply is in the printer. Yep.
The whole machine?
The whole machine has to be plugged into the printer to receive.
Oh my god!
Now, I think people have found a way around this, but I just wanted to see the look of despair and shock on your face when I mentioned that.
Oh, that is absolutely brutal.
So I hope you didn't pay too much for it.
No, I got it actually for quite a good deal.
Excellent.
I paid, I think it was $35 US for the machine, and then like $14 US for the keyboard.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Okay,
yeah,
so
I got one with the box and everything at a thrift store, and I'm like, why is this box so heavy? The box was like as tall as a person, a good sized person, and so not one of these children. It was a huge adult box, and I'm like, why the heck is this box so heavy?
A huge adult box.
There's a freaking printer inside, a daisy wheel printer, or whatever.
The kind of box that had already raised its own little boxes, and
exactly
they moved on from the nest.
And the thrift store was very apparent. They put clear packaging tape all over the box, and then with a big, thick Sharpie, just wrote "No games" on it because I guess people kept asking if it included games, which it didn't.
Right. Yeah, well, I guess now I got to find a printer on eBay.
Or I think you could shove some voltage in there somehow and get it working. Because let's be honest, Dan, from one computer hoarder to another, you don't need the printer. Also, pro tip, if you're loading information from the cassettes, don't keep the cassettes in there when you turn on the system, because most of the systems actually have a label on it that will tell you there's a risk of the electromagnetic charge when you turn on the machine erasing the information on the tape.
You know, computing in the 80s was such a strange beast. I think that's partly why I find it so interesting.
Oh, God! All we can hear is the tinfoil. This is some ASMR stuff now, Dan.
All right, that should be the end of it. You know, when I was making this video, I thought about like, oh man, this is kind of ASMR-y. You know, me using Rubin tape and tinfoil and crap. But yeah, we didn't go that way. Second half I filmed while I was watching television. So, oh man, this connection must be really bad.
Is your computer like defaulting to the Wi-Fi because it had a heart attack or something?
I don't know. This is really weird. I wonder if I might need to restart.
You could turn the Wi-Fi off, and I'll entertain people while you reboot and shake your butt.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. I'll be right back.
I'll be right, and then his apartment exploded. Anyway, that's Dan, and wow, this light does not do me any favors from my very shiny head. So I get to play with the webcam settings while everybody watches me. But hopefully everyone's having a good time. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't look as terrible. I'm Steve from Mac84. You can find me on YouTube as Mac84. I'm also on the Twitter and the Instagrams as Mac84TV is the username. And then it exploded. But Garth, Adam, Mr. Topline, D. Ross, everybody in the chat, hello. Thank you for hanging out with me and Dan today. I have some of my own things to tinker with, which I'll get up and start doing once Dan is in a place where he's all good. But yeah, fun times. I released a video this morning about the macOS Ventura system settings debacle and how system preferences was compared to that. I do a side-by-side comparison. So if you want to check out that video, please do. It was done at great expense to me because I screwed up my Time Machine backup and my internal hard disk. Thanks, Apple. So please watch that to make it well worth my pain and suffering, because I'm still suffering because of that. But I am doing well. Thank you very much for asking. Oh, you got one of my shirts. Well, thank you very much. Oh, that reminds me, I have to go on that. Oh, thank you, Greg. Garth, for putting the link in there. I have to update some of my merchandise thingamajigs, but yeah. So has any of you in the chat, have any of you retrobrited anything before? I personally have not retrobrited anything. I have too many hardware problems to fix first before I can worry about the nice cosmetic things of things. But I don't have a problem with the process. I think it's awesome. I just have not had the time to do that. I know Adam has done his much of his fair share of retrobriting. But he's spent all his money on blue scuzzies, so he's a little bit in the hole there currently. But hey, it's Dana. That doesn't look. Wait. If you remove the A, it's Dan. So that's good.
This isn't your stream.
Dan had an internet issue, so.
Oh no!
It's your stream now, Dan.
You can tell by the hair.
Yes, that's the completely different people, and you're just like, yeah, I'm Dan. Hi.
Hey everybody! Burp.
Oh God.
I don't have any keyboards to clean.
Yeah, I have a keyboard with corrosion in it, but I'm not digging into that right now. It's too early for that.
How'd you know he had an? Oh, did he message you somewhere?
Yeah. But he was just on, and he was stuttering, and so he's going to take care of that while I'm dancing and entertaining the folks. But don't forget to subscribe to Dan, the Canadian Computer Collector, because if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, terrible things may happen to you in your life. I don't know.
Like losing your internet.
Like losing your internet. Yes.
Maybe that's just a Canada thing. I don't know.
Oh, jeez, it's Dan. He's back.
Returned.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. And I got rid of the big bassinet full of peroxide.
Oh, no, he froze again.
It's, you know how you get those Rubbermaid bassinets?
Okay, and I'm sorry to say, but as soon as you said bassinet, you froze again. So you didn't help with it.
Oh, my God. I restarted my router, too. That's disappointing.
Yeah. Your lips are not even in sync with your audio, so that's cool.
All right.
Is it that bad?
It's better now.
Is catching up? Okay. All
It
right.
is what it is.
Anyway, we've got all that Retrobrite crap out of the way. Welcome, Dana. Thank you for joining us.
I joined and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't Steve's live stream.
Welcome myself. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, well, we're going to work on some keyboards today. So let's get to it. You know, I'm getting sick of these things floating around on the floor because I'm not finished them yet. So
Every time Dan freezes, we should freeze in solidarity, Dana.
Okay.
yeah, please do so I have an idea of how bad it is. Oh, no.
No, you're
Oh, God. Okay, all right. So this is what's left. We've got this lovely fella who's missing a space bar.
How do they smell?
Now, this is from a G4 because it's got the long
Yeah.
wire, right? But and it's also, what is that, like?
Graphite.
That gray color? What do they call it? Graphite, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have another
Blueberry.
blue fella who's missing a space bar, except this one's like filled with Cheetos and hair. You know, everyone's
My favorite snack.
Can't wait to get off work tonight and polish off a bowl of Cheetos and hair. And then we have this beautiful, what is that, raspberry?
The tall glass of cap juice.
Raspberry?
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Oh, it's a strawberry, mate.
Strawberry.
Actually, yeah, I guess he would say strawberry. Right?
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
That's perfect pose for Dan to freeze in. He's just giving the slight eyes like.
What do you,
Okay.
Is it your internet or is it your streaming computer? What are you streaming from?
I am streaming from a quad-core i5 with 32 gigs of RAM.
Should be fine.
Which should be all right. And then the connection that I have, though, I've had some beef with this ISP. So, like, the long story longer is that I had a connection with, like, our big ISP. The big.
He's starting to bad about them, but they made him freeze.
Well, it started, like, flapping all the time, where, like, it would disconnect for an hour at a time, like 10 to 12 times a day. So then I switched providers to one that, like, our government recently, like, in sort of a anti-monopoly esque way, they added a bunch of new, like, laws so that small providers can piggyback off of infrastructure and offer basically the same stuff. So I signed up with one of them thinking, oh, it's the same infrastructure, it'll be fine. But in reality, it's been good enough, but whenever it comes to streaming, it's all over the place. Like,
you're making those hamsters run those wheels very much.
Oh yeah, it drives me nuts. And I'm like, what's the difference here? Like, why is it suddenly such a problem? You know, it makes no sense, and I hate it. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna do the strawberry one today, and we are going to do the graphite one today because I think these are basically boiling down to being parts machines at this point.
You might be able to, if I ever see any spare keys for the keyboards, I'll let you know, Dan.
Spare keys? Yeah. Well, I also, I guess I need a control key too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could 3D print like a smaller key, but the space bar is kind of big.
And in these trying times, I think we all can relate to feeling like we need a little more control. You know?
Sponsored by today's message, Control.
Today's sponsor, Infintex. You're never gonna win.
Yeah, see, whenever Dan makes a joke, it freezes, just like Garth is saying.
Yeah.
You got to slow down on the funny there, man.
Thank you, Garth. I should catch up with some of this chat. Okay, Adam says he can spend all his money on Blue Scuzzies. I need to do that. You know what, though? I went on the Blue Scuzzy website the other day, and in Canada, most of the distributors had sold out.
So, they're hot ticket items. You gotta.
I'm telling you.
Keep going back. You'll get them soon. Yeah, there's the Blue Pill things are apparently hard to get in good quality, so people are having trouble with that. But I know that Drake has some in stock. If I go to the website right now. And so you're full of lies there, Dan.
Well, the last time I checked was a couple weeks
ago. How dare you?
What else we got here? Garth says, I've never retrobrited anything. Honestly, I don't have stuff that needs it too much. Adam says, the chemicals have been hard to find lately. You know what, Adam? I got to agree. I spent like a total of one evening looking for hydrogen peroxide. But basically, I drove around to a bunch of different places, and I ended up settling on... like 6 of these things from Walmart. Or I think it's 8. No, 6. And they're only 3%. They were close to a liter each, like 946 mils. I was looking for like basically a gallon. Like I wanted like a 4-liter jug, or at least 2 of them. But nothing was higher than 3%. Even I went to a pharmacy and I asked the pharmacist, like, do you have anything higher than 3? And they were like, no.
Not for you.
They're looking at your hair and they're like,
local dealers. Yeah, they're like, what are you using this for? Do you know Heisenberg?
The hydrogen peroxide Nazis.
No peroxide for you. He's got to cook us more hydrogen peroxide, that is. All right, I'm going to grab my key puller, which I think is just right over here.
Oh, God, he's pulling out the key puller. I'm just waiting for him to bend over and his butt knocking that cup over.
The Joe Camel pencil holder.
And then it's the next 30 minutes of the stream is him picking up all the pens. And
I wonder if that's an actual cigarette that he hot glued to it, or if it was sculpted that way.
I think it was sculpted that way because you can see by the lip how there's a contour there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's
the way Joe Camel looks. He's always got a cigarette because he's the cigarette camel.
Before they killed him.
He's a tobacco camel. The rest of him was amputated due to cancers.
I like I like the Chewbacca figure in the back right that's like looks naked.
It does.
Well, I thought I was going to grab my key puller.
Well, I have one, Dan. I'll shove it through the camera. Wait, he doesn't have headphones on because we can say anything we want. He won't.
Is it in the pencil hole? Oh yeah, you can't hear us.
We'll just wave our arms wildly.
Dan,
your place is on fire. Get out!
Come back! Why is there smoke coming from your closet?
Oh! You know what? It was in Joe Camel.
I was just asking. Is it in the Joe Camel thing?
We were shouting at you with all good things. You just couldn't hear us. You got some wireless headphones. Around your place.
Normally when people shout at me, I go like this. It's like that movie Hobie Halloween. They're always like throwing, snacks or like a bowl of chili at me.
They're always throwing capacitors in your eyes.
Capacitors, cinder block, the usual stuff.
I will be right back. Dana, you take over my position.
All right. So Dana, can you tell that I have a lot of sweat going on right now?
Yeah, you said no. I was like, boy, he's sweating already.
You know what it is? I was telling Steve I had a shower earlier and it didn't take, much like George Costanza said.
Or it just stuck with you.
You know how, like, if you take a shower, yeah, exactly. You take a shower and then, like, half an hour later, you're in a warm room and you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Here comes all the water that I just sprayed over my body.
Here comes the sweaty pits and swamp ass.
Like, everyone stand up. You're like, can I stay seated? I'm wearing pants made out of tissue paper. Okay, let's check out this chat here. All right. Adam says, sign up for Dan's Patreon while waiting. Hey, that is always a good idea. Help him afford decent internet. Yeah, okay, that's the truth, though. Dan, what is your synapsis? Like synapse? Like Tyranids? Talking about Warhammer? Talking about mental acuity for bug-like creatures?
I think he was talking about your network, something about your network. Maybe.
My synopsis on my internet, perhaps? I think, you know what?
That's the right word.
I think what I believe is the issue, or where all of the bottlenecking and like flapping is coming from, is my router. I have a really crappy D-Link router. It's like a D750 or something like that.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good. That thing is like some days it'll disconnect like 4 or 5 times and randomly and just restart itself.
They do that when they start to wear out. So, I mean, I've had D-Links. I had a couple of them. One of them was a dual band. And like a month after I got it, the 5 gigahertz band quit working.
Lovely.
But the rest of it worked fine, so I just let it run until it died, and then I got, for whatever reason, I decided, hey, I think I'll get another D-Link, and it lasted maybe 2 years. The one I'm on now, I forget what brand it is. I have to go look at it, but it's been going strong for a good 3 years and still works great.
So I've restored this one to factory settings 4 times now.
Yeah,
this is in
it doesn't help. It's the hardware.
A year and a half.
It's the hardware. It wears out.
One of my absolute favorite parts of it now, like this is a new problem that we have, is if I start downloading a bunch of stuff at the same time. Like, for example, I'm doing a review of the 2015 5K Retina iMac that I bought recently, and I wanted to install a whole slew of games on like Steam and the Epic Store and the Blizzard Store and all that. And I set them all up in queues to download all at once, but because you have 3 launchers downloading at the same time, it slowed my connection down enough that my router kept resetting itself.
Oh, God.
Because it was too slow. And I was like, now nothing is happening. Wonderful.
Time to replace it.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Topline said, sadly, he has to go. Sorry, I wish I could have said goodbye. This is why I got to keep up on this stuff. Dad is the one who knocks. My brother made a really funny TikTok the other day. He was walking down the street and saw a porta potty with some graffiti on the front that said, got to keep it a family stream. It said, free BJs, just knock inside. And then he added the clip from Breaking Bad of Hank going, or not Hank. Sorry.
Walter.
I'm the one who knocks. Garth says, I used to smoke Camels back in the day. Before the SIGs killed him, says Dave. Used to smoke Camel Lights about 20 years ago. This is Adam.
Yeah, we did that whole discussion about Joe Camel while you were looking for your peroxide.
Dan, is it your synapse that's causing you to pause? Mini strokes. Yeah, no, you were right. Actually, or I guess my initial thing was right. Synapse, like the ones that the Tyranids use to control their smaller units.
Okay. Just imagine cricket. Oh, okay.
For the Warhammer folks in the crowd.
I played the Warhammer MMO for about 2 weeks when it came out, and then,
that was a shame. That game was abandoned very quickly. The company that produces that IP had a habit of just sort of letting any old game studio license it and do whatever they wanted with it, and there was a lot. It was like The Simpsons back in like the NES era, where you're just like, "Hey, we want to do this game," and they're like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
it doesn't even matter if it's even remotely close to what the show is about. So the Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Fantasy, all of that, there were a lot of games where it was just like, what's going on here? This is not very fun. And then the studio's like, oh, we didn't make enough sales. Like they made a third RTS. Like they have 3 of them in their product lineup for the sci-fi genre. And on the third one, they charged $80 for the game, which I bought, or $70, whatever it was, like a AAA game title cost. And then they released one patch like after 6 months, and then after that, they were like, "And we've officially abandoned the game. It's now free to play." I was like, "Okay, not even a year ago, price for this."
It's terrible. Yeah, you're being asked where's the live logo.
Oh yeah, that's my buddy Rory who created the logo. Rory, you know what? It was kind of all thrown together quickly at the last moment here today because I was just getting back from exercising. So sadly, no live logo today, but we will have it back in the future. Rory is a wonderful artist. If you are interested in checking his stuff out, he made this logo. You can check him out at art_Rory on Instagram. And he's done some really cool, like sci-fi fantasy style drawings and stuff. Because he's a big nerd, much like ourselves. And
He said, "You're dead to me."
You're dead to me. Well, yeah. He's also dead to me now, so that's all right. But yeah, definitely check out his Instagram page at minimum. At minimum. Kind of. The spacebar. This is the one I always worry about breaking.
I know. You have to pop the one side first. Yeah.
Come on. Jet.
Now you know why I've never cleaned those keyboards.
I'm more worried about cleaning these ones. Oh no, it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
These ones.
The metal keyboards are absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
I have a friend.
You don't clean those; you just buy a new one.
Yeah, I just wipe it if the keys get dirty, and then if something stops working, I just throw it in the garbage.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite keyboards of all time, though. Like even
they're
on my
awesome to type on. I love it.
Oh yeah. Like as a guy who works in comms and stuff, and I have to type all the time. That is the most enjoyable typing experience. I actually, this is a good time for a quick keyboard check. I picked up this Logitech K750, which is a wireless solar keyboard, which is of similar thinness to those metal Apple ones, but the keys are a little bit higher. Still a very thin keyboard with typing experience.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint though is that the battery on that thing died almost immediately, and I had to get another one. It's just a CR2032, and it's like a real pain to pop open, but fresh battery in it works fine again.
Okay, that's good. When I used to use a Mac Mini as my home theater computer, I used one of those skinny Logitech keyboards. Had a touchpad on it and everything. It was all wireless. The only problem is it wasn't Bluetooth, so the signal didn't always reach.
Yeah.
And it kind of drove me nuts, and I may have broken one over the banister in a moment of fury.
This is a cheap little thin TV remote style.
It's cute. It's so cute.
The keys are like butterfly style though, so one came loose, and I'm like, oh boy. Or no, they're not butterfly. They're what's the one where it kind of goes like this?
I don't remember.
Either way, the keys come loose all the time.
I don't know.
It might be butterfly. Who knows? But yeah, that's a very tiny keys. Not fun to type on that one, but that's supposed to be more like a TV remote, like when you use it for a TV.
I use an Apple TV now, so that little remote is just a godsend because it does everything, and it's this.
How do you find Apple TV? I use an Amazon Fire Stick, and to be honest, it is very laggy.
Is it? Yeah.
Like even scrolling through.
Lag issues with the Apple TV. That you pay a little bit more for, but the remote is top notch and it's very responsive.
Yeah. The only time I ever get lag is when I can tell that it's downloading a system update in the background. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, I have a Gen 1 and a Gen 2 Fire Stick, and both of them are pretty laggy. The Gen 1 is super laggy.
Yeah.
That explains why I got one at the e-waste place for free.
Yeah, probably. Actually, that'd be a nice little freebie, though.
It was in a box of memory.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm one of those people who cannot stand how new televisions are designed. How everything has to be a smart TV with built-in apps and all this crap.
I just want TV
for a device that does that. But every company in the world's trying to earn some data cash these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
TV. I don't need a smart TV. I want a dumb TV.
My friend of mine bought a smart TV. It was like some Samsung whatever, and 3 months later they discontinued support for that model, and all the smart features were basically unusable.
No.
My uncle bought a television off of Amazon on. Let me just quickly check the brand because I have it now. One sec. This is shocking. Yeah, okay. It's a Sony 42-inch smart TV. Lasted 1 year, and then the power supply had burnt itself out.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah, I had
Can
a
you believe that?
TV that happened.
Like that's where things are headed, right? And we're already there.
Yeah.
my brother gave me a Samsung 3D TV that's like a nice 42 or 50 inches, and yeah, the power supply went. So I have it in my garage, but it's like, do I really want to buy like a power supply and put it? I mean, I think what I'll do is I'll eventually set it up, and then I want to like have it on the ceiling and then bring it down so I can like look at it at the helicopter or whatever when I'm doing videos.
That's a great idea. Yeah,
That'll happen in a few years once I actually remember to do that.
Okay, so the plus to these TVs is that they're super lightweight, right? So what's the trade-off? Lightweight, mountable VESA TV that burns out in 1 year, or
and they're getting super cheap too, but.
They are, yeah. You can get like what, a 40-something for like $400 Canadian. I imagine in the States it's probably like 300-something.
Yeah, man,
less.
I got a new TV in 2018, but I paid for a nice 4K Sony one because I'm like, I want, you know, a good picture quality. I don't want like light bleeding on the edges and like that stupid motion smearing. Like I hate that crap. So like I paid more just to have like a non-frustrating experience, because if there's motion smearing, my wife will be like, I can't watch this until we go.
Motion smearing is very, very weird to me. Makes every movie feel like it's a university project.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't stand that.
Yep.
It's so weird. It is so weird.
I also can't stand when people are watching like older movies where they stretch the aspect ratio. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks better. I'm like, no, it doesn't. No. Please kill my eyes.
Oh, that's funny.
So I'm just using.
Yeah, I'll probably end up replacing.
Don't mind me, Dan.
Oh, that's quite all right, Steve. I'm using this opportunity to clean keyboards.
And Dana is purchasing organs on eBay.
Oh, you know what? We should check up on the chat. All right. So Adam says, I need a new cable modem. Garth, ugh, I'm into Synapse. Okay, we covered that one. Dave, I saw that TikTok. You saw the one with the I'm the one who knocks. Beautiful. Check out my brother's TikTok, by the way. It's Canadian Positivity if you're interested. He started a YouTube channel, but they're really short videos, so they don't really work on YouTube. But I mean, we know that. That's why he has a ton of people on TikTok, and I only have like 1,000 on here.
You can see where YouTube is trying to compete with those by doing the YouTube Shorts thing.
It's not gonna work. You know what? YouTube Shorts, the problem with it is that like people on YouTube who take it seriously are building a channel out. And I don't know, maybe some people are able to leverage them into decent amounts of subscribers. I tried a few, and like I've read other stuff that YouTubers have tried, and they said a lot of the time Shorts have not translated into like actual subscriber.
Right. You can get a ton of views on them because they're short and people just flip through them and stuff. But it doesn't actually, people don't watch that and go, oh, I'm going to subscribe to that guy.
I'll tell you what the difference between YouTube and TikTok is fundamentally, in my point of view, and it's that TikTok is still at a point in time where they're giving people organic growth for free. Like, it's amazing how fast my brother built that Canadian Positivity channel into, like, I don't know what he said. He's like several thousand or more at this point. Wow. But, like, you can make a video as a nobody on TikTok and still get 500,000 views from it just out of nowhere, you know? Like, it's so hard to do that on YouTube. YouTube's basically like find and bring your own audience for a couple years. TikTok's just like show it to everyone. Who cares? You know, that's a great way of doing it. I think YouTube used to be more like that though, and that's I think a symptom of a more mature platform. Like it's been around longer, therefore they're not giving away.
Yeah, and unfortunately, what happens is as they mature, then here come the ads and things like that.
Well, and then you get the NBA personalities in there who are like, every year we got to make more money, and it can't just be a little. And so they're like, reduce the organic reach, reduce the amount we're paying out. Like just give it to the channels that are guaranteed like big advertisement dollars. And so hopefully, I think we see some of that steer away. There was definitely a point in time where I noticed, as just a person who was a fan of watching YouTube as TV, that everything started to skew more corporate. And I think that was probably about 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like you would get like Jimmy Fallon and like stupid like carpool karaoke crap.
Yeah.
You like every day on the homepage, regardless of what your interests were.
Yeah, I mean that was basically network television people figure out how YouTube works, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And then the YouTube execs being like, it's a bunch of clapping seals, basically, because there's a friggin' big network paying attention to them. Oh, I got a meeting with NBC the other day. And I think that kind of took a bit of the spirit out of the platform, right? Like this was the place where randoms did their thing, and that's what people wanted.
I think it started when Google bought YouTube. That's really the beginning of it.
Oh, for sure. When was that? Like that was ages ago, like 10 years ago or more.
Many years ago, yeah. But it's all kind of been on a slowly increasing downhill slide ever since, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole that sort of is the story of the internet.
Yeah.
Now, right? Like it used to be this wonderful open Wild West, and now it's just this corporate.
I feel kind of sorry for the people who weren't alive or old enough to use it when it was at that stage, because I remember it and it was very nice.
I remember just like getting lost on GeoCities web rings.
Yeah.
Well, there was also like, what always struck me about the internet, maybe it was just when I was a kid and I didn't believe anything, but like when you would go to a website and be like, oh, free downloads of like music or MP3s or MIDIs, it was like, wow, like maybe somebody has this. And it was like, yeah, you could actually download something. It wasn't like so many ads, It was either the download worked or you got a virus, but usually you'd get the download.
Well, do you even remember people like Mark Zuckerberg when he was still young and not fully insane? There's an argument against that even. But when he was like, ads aren't cool. There'll never be ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oops.
Turns out
need more money.
Very greedy.
Oh, by the way, we're going public.
Yeah. Remember that whole thing that brought you over here? We weren't serious about.
Yeah. And like I said, oh, by the way, we're going public now.
Yeah, exactly.
Company.
I think that's one of those things. People get a little bit older, a little bit greedier, and a little bit bolder. And
a little bit bolder. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Dan?
Over the shoulder boulder holder. You know what I'm talking about?
Steve, it doesn't help when you say that and then you do this.
I did that intentionally.
Okay, back to the chat here. Megatron Prime. Rory says, yeah, you're dead to me. We knew that. Good old E-Waste. Raw Elements attempted to use my Mac Plus keyboard with my modern computer.
They make adapters for that, but they ain't cheap.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And then you'll be easily surprised about, that key didn't exist on keyboards back then.
Yeah, the proprietary like telephone jack style connector is not one that you're going to run into very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Steve said, they make adapters, but they're expensive.
Although that's not a mechanical though, is it?
It just is very buckly and springy.
Yeah. It's not actual switches though, because it doesn't click.
I don't know. I've never taken one apart.
I mean, they do.
I haven't either. They're so old. I'm worried it's all just going to crumble in my hands.
They do. They do have a click to it. I don't know. Like, I'm not enough of a keyboard snob to understand. Like, if it has like the desirable switches. But
you telling me you don't care about freaking keyboards, freaking?
Oh no, he's gonna ban me.
I'm just gonna get all Jersey on you. Raw Elements. I got my 4K Apple TV for $15 at Value Village. That is a good deal. You know what? I was at Value Village the other day. I was shocked at how much they wanted for literally everything. Like, here's a painting that was clearly done by a child. $50.
It's clearly done by a child.
Like, what? Someone's like children's artwork is $50 at Value Village.
You say that, and then there's a guy standing over the other way. He's like, I did that. And he's like 50 years old.
Or on the total opposite end of the spectrum, there's a guy standing over there being like, that's only $50.
Yeah.
Let me get out my checkbook.
Actually, I'm sure that guy doesn't really exist. Let's be honest. No one's happy to pay that much at Value Village for any. You know what? They're not even like a charity either. They talk big game about how they're a charity, and like when you donate things to them, that they donate money to charities. In reality, they're just like a business that gets free inventory.
Yeah, it's like when you go to check out at these places and they're like, oh, do you want to round up a few pennies for this charity? In reality, they're getting all the credit from donations.
They get a huge tax break from that.
Yeah. It's like,
do you like to use our tax burden here at Walmart?
Yeah, I need the tax break. I'm not giving this to you.
Do you want to pay people so they don't need food stamps?
No, that doesn't look good, but we'll do the 10-cent donations from our customers.
Yeah, I've never been wild about that sort of thing. You know what? If you're going to donate money, donate it yourself. That's the way to do it.
I just hate like how like the cashier like always brings it up, and then like when you say no, they like have this look at them. It's like, what do you want from me?
I like when you go to a drive-thru and you order your food, and they're like, "Would you like to donate to the Children's Hospital Fund or whatever?" And I'm like, well, if they give me a choice, if they say, would you like to donate $1 to the Children's Hospital Fund? I'll be like, sure. If they say, would you like to donate to the hospital fund? I'll be like, no.
How much we talking here? I only got enough to have one order of French fries.
I just got in the habit of going, yeah, $1. We'll do that, you know. But
well, you got a good heart.
They used to say, would you like to donate $1?
Nothing wrong with that.
But the only charity that I really donate to, because I have to know where the money's going, how it's being used.
Yeah.
But so the only one that I really use is the Amazon Smile thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's a charity on that so when I log on to Amazon, it's always smile.amazon.com, and it automatically donates a portion of whatever I get to the. And then I regularly get like monthly or bi-monthly update emails, and they say,
they tell you
already donated $90,000 this month. It's like, well, that's pretty cool.
Not bad. Not bad. And you know what? The other thing that we have to be realistic about too is like, I'm just like, you know, if you're going to donate yourself. I mean, no one's rolling into like Children's Hospital being like, I got a shiny $1 for you. You know, like if you're donating $1 at a time, like, you may as well do it through a business, right? Like it's not like you're gonna make a trip every time you're hungry to Children's Hospital to also give them $1. Unless you want to, you know, I'm sure they would appreciate it.
There have been no new comments in 10 minutes.
Everyone's mad at me.
Still live.
Maybe we should stop talking about government.
Hello, Internet.
People.
The amount of grime from like flux and solder on this desk is disgusting.
You got to wipe her down, Steve.
That's what I'm. I have to clear the surface first, Dan.
Oh my lord!
Well, that's the solder board.
I know, but
nice.
Here's the part where my hands are constantly touching
it. Yeah, you can tell. See. Yeah, no. This I think I'm going to get a new piece that's thinner. You could see all the burn marks from me jabbing soldering iron into all the silicone mask and all that stuff. Look at all that loveliness. This. I'm going to auction this off. Bidding starts at $1 billion. Thank you.
Okay, Dana. After your comment, we got a whole slew of comments.
You woke everybody up.
Yeah. I'm here.
Don't change the channel. I'm still watching that.
Steve, just add that board to.
Because they're all watching TikTok now.
Add it to Jimmy's Apple One eBay auction.
It'll decrease the value.
And people will stop bidding entirely. What is this crap?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh? That Apple One.
See,
yeah.
if I was, I mean, I'm sure that's not his only Apple One signed by Steve Wozniak, but if that was like my Apple One signed by Steve Wozniak, and I clearly didn't need the money, I'd probably hang on to that for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, that could just be a litmus test for the market, right? Like, I don't know.
I guess, but that's also like, I collect things to own them and use them. I'm not like a person that sells things, as you could tell by my decreasing value of almost everything I own.
Okay, so I searched Apple One on eBay, and we have an Apple One original with a starting price of $1.5 million or best offer. And then we have Jimmy's, which is now up to $300,000.
Wow.
And then there's a replica for $780.
Oh. Those replicas.
You know what was surprising to me the other day? People are charging a lot for Altair replicas.
Really?
Like, you could buy those kits and build them at one point in time. I don't know if you still can or not, but there's people on eBay charging like $1,000 or more for them. And I was like, what? That seems like, or no, wait.
People crazy.
Maybe it's more than that. I wouldn't mind an Altair replica just for the sake of it because it's so cool. But
they make smaller ones. I don't know if it's like the logic is the same, Dan, but they make like 1/4 size ones. At least I've seen them. And see, I get behind one of those because it's like, okay, it's small and could probably do everything the actual computer can do. But
oh yeah, I think LGR built one, didn't he? Or did he buy one?
Yes,
I remember
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, those are cool.
So here's a guy selling one. So the title of the sale is Rare Museum Item Working Apple One Computer Redesigned to Work in an Apple II Case. So basically they modified an Apple II case to fit the Apple One board. But it says Rare Museum Item. And then in the description, he says this is not an original Woz manufactured board from 75. It's a working board.
God.
You're selling a replica and the starting bid is $1,500. It's only got 19 hours left, and no one has bid. And everybody's like, dude, you're full of shit.
Yeah, let's see what else this guy conveniently omits. That's so silly.
Good old eBay.
Jimmy's is really going up, though. He's got 21 hours left. I bet you in that last few hours of deal, it's just going to skyrocket.
People are going to wait to the last minute.
Oh my God!
It's not just the board.
What are you saying, Dana?
Go ahead.
Oh, I said it's not just.
Looking
at it here, but it's not just the board and a screen. It's the board, the keyboard, the screen. It's got a tape drive. It's got some other stuff. I haven't even looked at the item.
It's the whole package.
It's the entire package, and it's signed by Woz. So I don't think the other one is signed by Woz.
No. I mean, there was a time in the early 2000s where you could mail him anything and he'd sign it for like $20. But those chimes have changed.
Yeah. Now he's like, don't send me any mail.
Yeah. Unless it's prepaid.
Stop bothering. I'm an old man, for God's sake.
Raw Elements makes a good point. People are kind of just getting out of hand. If it says Macintosh on the front, everybody's like, oh, it's worth a lot of money. No.
Yeah, that's been happening since like 2015.
When did people start doing it? You know what drives me nuts, actually, is like I live in a city where our youth market is higher than the internet's. Like people, for whatever reason, are willing to pay more and think that it's worth more. Like there are people who are constantly selling things at prices that shock me as someone who has an actual general interest in this. Like, 2011 iMacs that people want $600 for, and just absolute junk. So there's a guy selling a 2008 iMac the other day locally on our buy sell for $420. Like a 24-inch, thick iMac from 2008.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding?
Past El Capitan at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the thing is barely gonna be a good internet browser at this point in time, and they wanted $400 for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. People
so much hair in here.
Who have those computers don't understand the functionality of them. So it'd be like, oh yeah, it's an iMac, it's an Apple, it's great. It's like, yeah, but that can't run anything.
That's my favorite kind of ad. Apple for sale.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it? It could be anything.
It's a bushel of apples.
I can't even see the apple. Can't even see the width. Is it a Retina? Is it not?
It's a Granny Smith.
It's red and delicious. It's a Honeycrisp.
I'll buy that one. I'll buy that.
You were asking when all this kind of started. It really. So I've been collecting basically since the late '90s, and it's just a matter of it used to be just like you go to a school when they're getting a whole new crop of computers and they're trying to sell off the old ones to raise money for the marching band or some crap. Yeah, and so like I bought a whole bunch from my buddy's high school, like a classic and an LC2 and an Image Writer 2 and everything, and I spent less than $30 on all of it. And it was that way for years, and then Steve Jobs died, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, this old computer was built by Steve Jobs. Well, no, it wasn't. And the prices started going up, and they've been going up ever since. And it doesn't show any signs of turning around. Now, if the economy takes a big dump, then it's probably going to happen. But, as soon as things get better again, then it's just going to happen again. Because not only has it affected this market, it's now in the PC market where you couldn't give those things away 5 years ago. And now I've got this Pentium 2 with like
the gamer PC.
I want $300 for it, and everybody's like, sold. It's like, really?
There was a Pentium 4 Dell for sale on the Vintage PCs Facebook group for like $400 or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
In fact, I starting to go up to mine. No, they're not.
I said that to a buddy of mine who has one in his basement that he used in college when we used to do all our gaming, and I was like, dude, you can sell that and make big money. And he's like, yeah, I'm not falling for that one.
I think the honest truth, and it's kind of a sad truth, the honest truth is we are experiencing inflation at a rate that we've not encountered before in North America. And I think a lot of people now are confusing inflation with like special interest value, and they're feeling broke in the pressure of inflation. So they're like, oh, we'll sell the old computer because now people want them. And then they just sort of guess, they're like, must be worth $500, instead of spending the time to actually look it up.
Well, and it's due to, so not only has when Steve, like I wanted, if I can speak, when Steve Jobs died and the vintage Apple market started to rise and the prices started going up and people were like starting to take the collecting more seriously on it, then it kind of spread into the PC market a little bit. But along with that has somehow become this prevailing notion that if it's old, it's worth money. And it's not. I mean, nostalgia is a hell of a thing, but it doesn't mean that something is worth a ton of money, or it shouldn't. But you've got people throwing around all kinds of money for these old PCs and basically anything old, anything from the 90s. Like I was just talking the other day to Steve. I saw a 56K modem for sale on like $50 for it. And it had bids, and I'm thinking, what in the world? You can't even use it now.
Yeah, I mean, there was.
What are you going to do with it?
And I told Dana when we were talking about that, there was a flea market that I go to once in a while, and this guy had a boxed SmartCom modem or something, and it had the Mac OS logo on it. So I just wanted it for the box because it had the Mac logo on it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. The guy's like, oh no, $10, $20, and I'm like, I'll give you $5. And he sold it
on eBay for $20. You're like, if you wanted to sell it on eBay, put it on eBay. I'm giving you $5 for it right now.
Yeah. No fees attached.
You can sit on this for up to 10 months on eBay, or
and then have a fraud dispute charge that you got to deal with. Enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but a lot of this stuff, what I usually do is, when I see something I want on Facebook Marketplace or one of these things, I'll message the person and talk to them, and if they are like set in stone, no, I want this amount for it, and there's no talking down. I'm like, all right, well, bye. I'm not going to waste my time because you will come back to that listing a year or 2 years later, and it will still be there because they haven't sold the darn thing.
Yeah.
One thing that I think should be taken into consideration too, if you're thinking about if something's a worthwhile investment over time, and this goes for collectible cars as well. If you're looking at something that is especially rare and the condition is good and it's a little more than you probably want to or should pay, sometimes it's still worth pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Because over the years, it's probably going to accrue more value, right? So like sometimes you might feel like, I kind of overpaid for that right now. But then like a year or two later, you'll be like, thank God I bought that, right? Like I'm so glad I have it now because it's skyrocketed. So like, granted, I haven't really encountered anything like that. There's been a couple things that I've paid a little more for than I felt I should at the time. Like I bought a complete Apple II with like that little plastic shelf and the Apple III monitor and the Disc 2 drive and all that. And it was a 2E from a local journalist. And I ended up paying him like 300 Canadian for it, but it was in like beautiful condition, still ran everything. And actually those 2Es now complete are selling for like more than that, it seems, on eBay. I was like,
I mean, that's the thing. There's a huge difference between enthusiast pricing and what the collector is willing to pay, because you have somebody who has money burning a hole in their pocket with a very large amount of disposable income. That one person may want that one item, and they will go after it, and they will buy it and artificially rise the price of. I saw a message from somebody on Twitter who had a conversation with Mr. Polka Dots, and
I was about to mention him.
Yeah, they actually have a screenshot. Now, I don't know how legitimate this is, but he was basically like, oh yeah, I buy all of them up at these prices, and I falsely inflate them so I could sell mine at a better price, or whatever the message was. And I'm like, of course you do, because this is just money laundering to you. And there are people who are very kind-hearted, like one of the persons who contacted me recently, who's trying to find the value of a very rare prototype that they have. And I was honest with them. I said, yes, that's worth a lot of money. And then they were showing me some things that weren't worth much. And they were like, okay, well, if you're going to give them a good home, I'll give them to you, because I don't want them to go to waste. And I don't care about making $100 here or $100 there, because I have this prototype that's worth much more. And it's like, those are the people who used to be 99% of this community. Yeah. It was like, I don't want to see it thrown out. I'm going to give it to you. You're going to enjoy it. And like, I've literally had so many deals where people are like, no. Somebody offered me money, but you are obviously going to take care of this thing and enjoy it. Have it. Like, I don't want to worry about it. I don't want it going in the trash. I spent a lot of time loving this thing. I'm happy to pass it along. But now,
that's one of the nice things about being a creator, is that you actually have people who know that you're out there and that you do care for these things. Like I always tell people whenever they're like, hey, I've got this old computer, are you interested? I always go, just so you know, like, I'm not flipping these, it's going to come here and probably stay here for a very long time. So, you don't have to worry about me making money off the back end or anything. The only difference like that I would point out is that I'm probably going to end up selling those iMacs and stuff that I picked up the other day. That's a lot of money for me to put out for computers just for videos, like. Well,
see, that's the thing. Like once you buy it, you can do whatever you want with it. But I've had people who will tell me
collectible. Like iMacs aren't collectible.
Yeah. I've had people tell me like, well, I don't care what you do with it. You're buying it from me. And then I've had other people who are like, okay, well, don't register the software because my husband bought that 30 years ago. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that literally happened at a yard sale. The guy, it was a flea market. It was a computer flea market. And the guy was a smart guy because he's been at a few of these events. And he wanted to sell me this, what was it, a Quadra 605 or a Performa 475 or something, one of those machines. And we were dealing out the price, and I finally got it to a price where I bit the bullet and I bought it. And at the end of it, he's like, yeah, but you can't register any of that software. And it's all these like educational titles that like nobody would ever register. There's no serial numbers involved. He's like, what are you worried about? And he like the owner was like a cop or something, and he was like afraid. I'm like, what company is gonna like, oh, wait a second, this copy of like Dino ABCs has been registered twice. We got to go after him.
That's right. This company came back out of solvency so that they could go after this one guy.
$50 for a modem is a good deal if you need to send and receive faxes.
No, that's legit. That is legit.
You know what I do for faxes?
Anymore.
You get an old iBook or a PowerBook, and you can send faxes on Tiger. There you go.
Did you know that faxing is very popular in Japan still? Like,
yes.
The technology continued and got smaller and smaller and smaller. And now there's like every household or apartment on average has like a tiny little fax machine.
Yeah, when I visited Japan in 2015, there was a whole section of an electronics store with fax machines, and I'm like, what is the technology developed that they're faster, that you could buy this like little wireless thing that will receive them over the internet instead of like through dial-up landline and all this stuff. And it's like,
I tell you, when I get a message, I want it on really thin receipt style paper.
It turns yellow in a week.
Yeah. I want to have to work to enjoy that printout.
Reminds me of Back to the Future when he gets fired via fax.
yes.
Oh,
I got a fax machine for free a few years ago. I got a bunch of stuff from people that were moving, and the fax machine was a freebie. And that's what I did, Dana. In a video I did a few years ago, I printed out like it was the Newton dummy video, and the whole thing on the screen was like, you're being hired for this job. So instead of you're fired, I wrote you're hired, and I printed it out on the printer, and I put it in like
McFly!
I was monitoring that transaction.
Oh, man.
You're still working on the same keyboard, right, Dan?
I already cleaned up the first one. This is the one that had all the hair and Cheeto dust. It's so like grimy and in there that I have to go in between each little key spot.
You are immediately regretting this stream, aren't you?
Lightly. You know what? This isn't the worst thing that I've dealt with yet, but I was kind of thinking about I might. What's that? Why would it? Oh.
Yeah, I was saying that's a really good point that we were making earlier. Why would a 2006 iMac 17-inch with a wired keyboard and mouse sell in one day at $100? Because somebody had more money to know what to do with.
Yeah,
and those sell like in my local market $100 with like if it came with mouse and keyboard. That's not the worst.
Wow. And that's the thing. Raw Elements in Raw Elements' message there, they were selling an iMac G3 for $10 because they thought it was a monitor. Do not correct people.
Yeah.
I was at an antique store, a junk store, and they had an iMac. And I said, "How much is for the computer over there?" They said, "Oh, the old TV." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." They're like $10. I'm like, "Okay." And it was an iMac Indigo slot load.
Yeah, if you see somebody selling something like an iMac G3, and they want like $10 for it because they think it's a monitor or a TV, don't correct them because he's going to get a good deal off of that. And if the seller doesn't take it upon themselves to figure out what it is they have, then they're going to be happy with $10. You don't need to go, "Oh, you could get $50 for that because it's the original Bondi blue iMac." Come on, man.
There was somebody who I witnessed at a yard sale at a video game stand pick up a cartridge, and it was like $10. They're like, "Oh, this is actually the rare variant." And I'm like, what a freaking idiot.
You could have just had it for $250.
Yeah, I mean, not that I want you to rip people off, but it's like, the guy probably behind you that wanted to buy it, you just screwed him over,
I don't know. As a collector, I think there's different situations where certain things merit different actions, right? Like if you're at a flea market, someone's got $10 on something, just pay them the 10. They'll be happy to take it from you. It's not that you've committed some horrible sin by not educating the seller on their item. Like, in reality, most of those people probably don't want to hear it. Like, they probably don't care. Like for my dad, sometimes he sells antiques at his, he was an antiques business for 40 some years. There were certain things that he underpriced just because he wanted to get rid of them because he didn't have space anymore. Like he didn't care that it was underpriced. He just knew that it would sell immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
And, some people would come in and they'd be like, "Oh, you have this for X dollars? What else do you have?" He'd be like, "Great, I need to clean out this room." So here you go.
Part of being a collector's community too. Like I had a bunch of the old thick iMacs, Intel iMacs that were just taking up space. And like two of them worked fine. And the other two had some issues with them or something. And at first I tried to put them on Facebook Marketplace, I was like, and this was when they were still, it wasn't beyond the realm of possibility for them to be $100 each.
Yeah.
And I had like somebody was like, oh, I'll give you 75 for it. I was like, all right, whatever. And then he never got back to me. I just ended up selling. I was like, I need the space. I need to clear the space. Yeah. So I ended up selling them for like $25 each to a collector who drove up from Kentucky to get them. And I was perfectly happy with that.
Yeah. You know what? I would say it's morally okay to not correct the seller if they're asking that price, and that's it, right? If that's the situation. I think morally it's not okay to lie to people and misdirect them if they ask you what something is worth. If someone's like, what do you think this is worth? Usually I'm like, well, they sell for this on the internet. This is what I'm willing to offer. If you're okay with that, then let's do it. If not, then, no sweat. But I think if you come in and if you mislead people and say like, oh, these are only worth $50, these are only worth 25, I'll make you a deal on all of them, and you just like basically like robbed a person, I think that that's terrible. I think that that's the wrong way to do things. And usually people like that, they either don't stick around very long or they run out of business after a while because people find out that they're ripping people off, and it's not a good thing. Like my dad stayed in business for 40 some years because he would usually come to people and say, I got to make some money on this. This is for my business. It's like buying inventory. It's worth this is what I think I can get for it. And I'll give you like 60 or 70% of that instead of half or less, And so people were always calling him up again, being like, hey, I got more stuff because you gave me a good deal and you were honest about it, like, and I've had that happen too. Like I bought an iMac from a guy. He was asking $100 for a G4 iMac. And then like a month later, he's like, I have the box in pristine condition with all of the receipts and this original iMac poster, and you can just have them. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So that worked out fantastic because we had a good relationship.
That's why it pays to not be a jerk. Because I mean, look, I've been at flea markets sometimes where the seller doesn't want to hear anything. They just want the money. They know they could get more for it, but they just want it gone.
Yeah. And
then there are other people who, I have $500 firm. And then I end up talking to those people. It's like, okay, well, you realize that, this is this. They don't. Like, for example, I was at a flea market. They had a Sony Watchman TV, and they wanted $20 for it. And I said, okay, I don't think that's a bad price, but you realize this is black and white, right? No, it's color. Nope, it's black and white. Okay, well, still, maybe $15. Okay, do you realize that, this doesn't get over-the-air TV anymore, and there's no external input to it? So it's basically, a nice little display device, and the screen is all scratched up. So when I offered 10, he's like, yeah, okay. Like, he wasn't trying to, mislead someone, but he clearly didn't know what he had. And I was literally just telling him, like, look, just so you're aware, like there's some caveats to this item. You may have trouble selling it for that price. I'm offering you this. Either you take it or not, I'll walk away. And he was like, okay, yeah, please. I don't want it anymore.
And you know what? Another reason
now it wastes space on my shelf.
I think another reason why it's not like morally wrong to not correct people if they're already asking at prices. There are a lot of people who do buying and selling of used goods as a volume play. People who buy estates, large groups of materials, and they just either throw it all on eBay or truck it to the flea market every weekend and all of that. So they're looking to make any profit because for them, it's like a grocery store, right? You make a little bit here, a little bit there. You offer all these different things. It's all good in the end. Like they don't care if they're missing out on $5 extra or $10 extra on an item because they're buying another estate next weekend, and that's
the thing. I got that HP machine that I tweeted about with the leaking capacitors a while back, a few weeks ago. It was $9, but I opened it up and I saw the capacitor and I'm like, well, for $9, no, I didn't see the capacitor. I saw some rust on the side of it. I'm like, well, for $9, I'll take the chance. There's some RAM in there I could pull out or whatever. And I wanted a machine with the serial port that I could give to a museum that they're having trouble running something with. And then I discovered the capacitors. I'm like, oh, well, let's dump $30 of capacitors into this because I have a mental problem. I have brain worms.
Daktari, I noticed your comment there. I'm curious if you're in Canada or in the States or somewhere else.
It really your market.
Yeah, the market does really fluctuate based on where you are. Like I said, the market here is higher than you. Sorry, what's that?
I got one for $5 like a month or so ago.
Oh yeah, and that's fantastic. Yeah, like it's one of those things where like, you know, people here, especially in this city where I live in, aren't as familiar as a whole with eBay and aren't as comfortable spending money on it or selling things on it. So we have a very different used market from like what you would see online. I mean, I remember some guy like $900 for like a late 2015 15-inch or late 2013, sorry, 15-inch MacBook Pro, and I was like, wow, that doesn't even have dedicated graphics. Like that's a very expensive MacBook for what you're offering. And I said, like, you know, this is what they sell for online, and he's like, oh, I looked on, you know, the website that we were on, the buy sell. He's like, and I'm comfortable with this price, and I was like, all right, well, whatever. It's your boat. I don't think anyone's going to buy it, but maybe they will, you know, like maybe some students can be like, I need to use MacBook for school. And this is like the most affordable one, even though it's way overpriced.
Yeah. I mean,
like my city is under 1 million. Like we have under 1 million people. So the volume of used stuff is probably a lot lower than like big cities in the United States or even Vancouver or Toronto here. So you have people who can sit on something for longer and not care. You know, they're like, this is the only one for sale.
I mean, my general rule of thumb is about $50 is what I'm willing to spend on a used computer, because there were just so many unknowns. Like that SE30 I picked up that was battery bombed. I'm glad I didn't spend $50 on that, because even that's too much, in my opinion, for battery bomb machines. But you don't know what you're getting into. It could have a bad power supply, it could have a bad screen, a bad inverter. The capacitors could be bad. The battery could have gone. The hard drive could be dead. A cable that's proprietary could be damaged. Like you really don't know what you're getting into, especially if someone won't power it on or show you pictures. Like, I'm happy to pay more for a machine that's in working order, but like generally $50 is like the caring point for me. Like if I get $50 and it doesn't work, it's like, all right, well, it was only $50. I didn't spend $500 shipping this rare Quadra across the United States only for it to arrive in like a bag of plastic pieces, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting game. Collecting old machines is you can make mistakes too, you know. Like there's one that Fahrenheit always reminds me of, and I mean, frankly, I think about it all the time. But there was I think it was a Q700 in the original box with like everything plus an external hard drive with CD in the box, and like just. It was $300, and I had just bought a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, I'm so tired of buying things. I just don't want to buy anything right now. And I didn't. And then, like, you know, you see what they sell for now, like just the tower. Ugh.
Yep.
It's stupid. And you know what? In my opinion, the only reason for that is because it's the Jurassic Park computer.
No, yeah, really. The Quadra 700 is like that's a claim to fame. Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice machine, but the 2CI and the 2CX have one more NUBUS slot, and you know
they weren't on Jurassic.
Yeah, and the Quadra 650 is not a bad machine. You could upgrade the processor, and it has the same PDS slot for the PowerPC card. Yeah, the VRAM might not be as quick, but you could put a NUBUS card in there. You know, it's one of the machines that I keep recommending to people because they made it in the Centris and the Quadra. There's boatloads of them out there. And it's in a metal case, so it's not going to get as dinged up, you know. But soon those will be worth a lot. And it has tantalum caps, so you don't have to worry about recapping.
I think one of them, like Fahrenheit, sent me a link to a Quadra 700 that sold recently. I can't remember how much it was. Let me just quickly check this.
$1 million.
You could hear this on the chat, though. Or
Jurassic Park.
$910.
Oh,
good God!
Now I got a Quadra 700 for free in February, but it had a missing chip, and that chip turned out to be a resistor pack. So technically, I hopefully just have to put that chip on there, and it'll work. In fact, I should be doing that now on this stream.
There you go. We could get double streams going.
I'm going to go grab it. I'm going to see.
There you go. All right, so we should finally be done here. This is taking forever. but this is the last brushing it'll need.
So, Dan, we were wondering earlier, is the Joe Camel head, is that cigarette part of the sculpture, or is it just like hot glued on?
The cigarette is part of the mug.
Wow.
It's actually like molded into him and painted on him.
I was going to say, I don't know how it's been broken off by now.
No, it's part of the whole Joe Camel experience. But people always call it a mug, but in reality, it's just a pen holder because there's a hole at the
pencil holder. We were joking around that the rest of him was amputated due to cancer.
An unfortunate truth of the Joe Camel life stuff.
Yeah.
This is how it came to me, Dan. Had no power supply.
Oh, yeah. Nice and naked.
But it was free, so I'm not going to say no. Because I don't. This is the only Quadra 700 I have, so I'm keen on getting it to work.
Someone could have said, "I'll give you this Quadra 700 for free, but it's not complete. It's an incomplete machine." You'd be like, "Are you
shut up and put it in my trunk?"
Kidding me? I am insulted.
Hold up the buttons again, the power buttons and reset buttons. Oh, look at that. Nobody designs anything like that. Now it's just like it's a button. This was a work of art. This was like a piece of inject molded plastic.
It had a purpose.
And it had a purpose, and it was elegant. And it was like, I need to push this button. Well, here, let's flex 5 different pieces of plastic in order for that button push to work. It was completely over-engineered, but it was so great. I love those things.
You're going to get your $3,000 out of this machine, you know?
You had like at least 300 worth of power button.
This does not want to come out. There it goes.
All right, so while we're cleaning cable and checking out this 700, just a quick reminder to everyone on the live stream, be sure to take a look at the links in the description for Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee or our social media efforts, credits for things like logos. Wow, that was one dirty chord. Look at that.
Whew.
Ooh, dirty chord.
Your dirty chord. Skunky, lick it.
That's how cool Americans used to talk back in the day. You think you can just come in here? I guess that's kind of like
Chief Wiggum.
Yeah, like Joe.
Was that Boston?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
One thing I'll always be amazed by is all the accents you guys came up with.
Oh,
yeah.
we came up with them. We came up with them ourselves, right, Dana?
Yeah, the two of you. You guys are time lords, right?
Now the fun part is finding the resistor pack I bought months ago.
Yeah. Which pile are you going to start looking in?
Well, we'll start with pile A and go through Z.
Stream will be over and Steve will be like, I found it.
Why is it 1 a.m.?
Sorry, guys. Ross says, even around my area, I see 2006 era iMacs for $100. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Things happen. You know what I think it is? It's because of the white chassis or the white frame.
It might be.
No, exterior.
I mean, you can't even sell 2006 Mac Pros for more than $50.
Oh, because they're silver and people know they're terrible. The white iMacs, I think people think, ooh, it's a different color. It must be collectible. You can't get them like this anymore. You know,
no, those were slow and they were hot and they were not destined long for this world.
I'm like trying to watch YouTube videos on a Core 2 Duo with like 2 gigs of RAM in it.
Oh, jeez.
And that's like the most basic function that people are looking for in a machine these days.
And now part of that is the HTML5. You know, when those computers were new, you could watch full resolution YouTube videos and it wouldn't break a sweat. But now it's all the encoding and the scripting and stuff. YouTube pages, trying to load a YouTube page now on a machine that's even just a few years old, you run into problems.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I tried using a 24-inch white iMac. I think it was an 06 or an 05 or something, but maybe it was an 06. But basically, like, that thing chugged, and it got so effing hot. Like, I was blowing a house fan at the back of it.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Dana and Dan, in 2010, I got an iMac G3 on YouTube, and it didn't play too bad. I actually recorded a video of it, and I thought at the time, I'm recording this, why the hell am I doing this? This is stupid. And I'm glad I did, because it's a time capsule, because it wasn't running flawlessly, but it was running on a 400 megahertz machine.
Well, I think in 2010 they were still using Flash, weren't they?
They were, yep.
And Flash was invented in the late 90s, so it was bound to work. But the HTML5 conversion, they just choke on it now.
Yeah, Flash wasn't resource light either, so
No, but it was designed on those older processors, so they ran it just fine.
Sure. Yeah, but I'm glad I came across that video I made, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm glad I did that, because it's like a time capsule now. Oh, Dana, where did I put it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want
I don't want to.
I keep thinking, see that LC 575 or whatever it is in the right in the middle shelf.
Yeah.
I keep thinking there's something on the screen, but it's a reflection of the lamp.
It's somebody trying to get out.
Help me!
The reflection?
Yeah, the reflection in the LC there.
It's a person trying to get out.
I wish it was a 575. I think it's a 580.
580? Okay.
Oh no, it's a 520. I'm stupid.
Oh wow.
520.
Throw it in the trash. I'm kidding.
She plays SimCity real good.
I bet.
Actually, you know what? The display on that thing is quite nice. Like when I hooked it up the first time and used it, I was like, this is really crisp. I mean,
Sony Trinitrons.
Apple has delivered machines with bright displays for quite some time. Okay, on to phase 2, the scrubbing of the keys.
It was the keys.
This is where it gets really exciting, folks.
You got to scrub slower, Dan. Make us feel it.
Yeah. If I can make anyone feel anything today, my hope is that it's love for your fellow man. Yeah.
You got to scrub your man like you scrub your keys, thoroughly and often.
I'll scrub a man after this.
Got it.
I like my women like I like my coffee. Tied up in a burlap sack and sold on the back of a dog by Juan Valdez.
Family pot or family live stream.
There goes that YouTube money.
I didn't curse.
It reminds me of that scene from like the first episode of The Office when he's got like Todd Packer on the phone and he's in the room with Jan and he's like, "Ooh, the Ice Queen. Tell me, does the carpet match the drapes?" And he's like, "Oh my God!" And then just like,
Those were some of the best episodes of that show.
I love The Office.
I will be right back as I turn myself around and hopefully not moon people.
You already did that.
Well, I'm trying not to.
Shut his camera off just to move.
Just to play it safe, fellas.
Vintage Hillbilly Shack, how you doing? How many of these keyboards do I have? Well, we're doing 2 more today, and there's 2 more that are going to remain parts keyboards for a while. So that's a total of 8, I think. We've already done 6.
They're all the G3.
This will be 6.
They're all the G3 flavored style.
That's correct.
G3 early G4.
Actually, no. I have 9 of them because I also have an orange, like a tangerine one that I washed separately in the video where I just brought that machine home and gave it a cleanup. Tested it out. The one running OS 8. Ooh.
I have I like the ones that came just after these. It was the clear with the black keys. I have one over on that.
Yeah. Didn't those keyboards come with the snow and the graphites?
Yeah, they did.
Pretty sure they did, yeah.
Yeah, because they
And
also
it's funny,
used the G4s.
the actual graphite iMac style keyboard was for PowerMac G4.
Yeah.
But the graphite iMacs came with those black keyboards, didn't they?
I think it's hard to remember now. I think maybe the first ones that came out had the typical graphite keyboard, but then as
the graphite, the graphite,
here's the guy that would know.
Yeah, I heard it from across the room, and I came and ran and tripped over everything.
That's okay.
The iMac Graphite SE came with a graphite keyboard that was the same one that came with the AGP G4 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they moved over to Indigo and Ruby and Sage and all those colors, they just gave you the Pro keyboard, which was a little bit different. So that's where they differed. The iMac Graphite, I think, was the last one to come with a puck mouse, because after that they all had the Pro mouse.
Right. Yeah. There is a graphite puck mouse. Tyrone, yes, they did. Yes, indeed. How you doing, Tyrone? Thanks for tuning in.
Tyrone.
We got to do better on this these chats here. Got to get better at responding to the people. Vintage Chili Shack, would you part with one possibly? I may be getting an Indigo iMac from Trina. Ooh, I wonder if I have an Indigo keyboard.
Yeah,
they didn't make Indigo keyboards. They didn't make that. Those go with the Pro keyboards. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, sorry. Indigo was part of that. So, and anything after the 5 flavors plus graphite did not get a specialized color keyboard. So it would just be the standard Pro keyboard with the Pro mouse, which are easily findable.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the clear one with the black keys, right?
The Black Keys, the band.
Yes.
What a fine day to be scrubbing keycaps.
It's actually really nice weather here today. I need to go clean out my garage at some point.
God, I wish I owned a garage. Yeah. That apartment.
You have AC? Is that why you're sweating?
Yes. You know what? I know it's literally, I took a shower and it didn't take, like, I'm not kidding about that part. Like, I showered immediately before this live stream because I had exercised and was very sweaty. And so basically I had to wipe the sweat off. So it was either going to be wet with water or wet with sweat. And I think I'll take the first one. The former sounds much better.
It is currently 86 here. It's 76 here.
I found it. I found it.
Yay!
Which part of the America are you from, Vintage Hillbilly Shack?
All of the Americas.
The Grand United of America.
The north one.
The north. Oh God, this is so dusty, Dan. I think your keyboards were cleaner.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
You get some Cheeto dust in there?
Yeah.
We got some dead bugs.
Be sure to open a bag of Cheetos near it.
This is a Quadra 700.
Yeah. All it is missing that resistor pack, apparently.
Very nice.
So
We'll slap slap it on there and throw it in the old ultrasonic.
Well, friggin' Steve.
now do I need see I don't even know like if I
Friggin' bats.
God.
Friggin' bats.
Yeah, there was a prototype, the Spike PVT prototype that was on eBay. It was about $300 for the longest time. Then when the auction ended, it skyrocketed to like $900. But it didn't have the ROM socket on, and it had a ROM socket in there with some bodge wires. So that was very early days.
Oh, maybe that's the one that Fahrenheit sent me.
Maybe it went. It went
to
very
$900.
That was probably it. Yeah, because that was.
Yeah,
I can't see another one doing that.
I mean, people are stupid, but you never know. But then again, the seller had very bad feedback on eBay, which is hard to do, and they said it worked, but there were no photos of it on. So take that with a grain of salt.
There were no photos of it, but there were words that were lies.
109. Where are you at, Nick?
And Vintage Hillbilly Shack, she's in Arkansas, originally born in Texas.
I'm guessing like Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California.
Oh, I should mention, too, that Nick also said that faxing, he said this earlier, is the official security method for sending medical data. So I guess there is a use for faxing in North America still.
My parents' old landline used to get faxes at 2 a.m. because some idiot in California put their
wrong number.
So it was a doctor's office. So we were curious because the faxes kept coming in. And so I set up the iMac G5 that my brother had from college into it, and we received all of these faxes. They were all medical things, and I'm like, so that was the only way to find out the phone number that they were coming from. And then
you just call some guy in California and be like, "Hey, Jerry, you don't know me, but your prostate is out of control right now."
so I called the doctor's office and explained what was happening. Like, "Oh yeah, we'll fix it right away." Like it took them like months to fix, and I had to call them up again to yell at them. It was terrible.
Raw Elements, it's a cool 20 degrees Celsius here. You must either be in Canada, Mexico, or somewhere else in the world. Actually, you must be anywhere else in the world. What's the temperature here? Let me just check. We are at 26 Celsius.
26.
That's a warm day here. That's a warm one.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it's been before. I think the hottest I've experienced here was like plus 42, plus 43 with a humidex of like 52 or 53.
It is 24.5 degrees Celsius here where I am.
Yeah, so that's like ideal, man. If I could live somewhere that was that all year round, that'd be beautiful.
I mean, I like my winters. I just don't like them to last too long.
Well, our winters are, I'll take a winter more special in North America than
your winters are punishing.
Oh my God! Speaking of 50 degrees Celsius, we would get minus 50 Celsius with the wind.
Speaking of punishment,
be right back. I got to rinse these keys off.
Speaking of freezing your nuts off.
Where did I put my soda? Dan stole my soda.
I need to know how big that closet is because he's constantly putting stuff in there. And I used to think that it was just like a little like clothing closet.
There's a whole apartment in there.
It must be.
I think it looks like there's a refrigerator there, so maybe that's like a kitchen.
Okay, little kitchenette.
We'll continue to assume things about Dan's life until he corrects us.
I can hear him rinsing it in the sink. Well, this is my kitchen. Welcome to my apartment. Here's the kitchen. Here's all my computers.
Ladies.
So, Dan, I used to think that was just a little clothes closet. And then one day I saw you walk in there and not come back out for a while. Like, what the heck is in there? I heard you spraying it. And I was like, oh, it's a kitchenette.
That's this apartment is basically like a circular shape. So we've got this room here, the kitchen, the entrance, hallway, and then my living room, and then it comes back in. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Dan.
I used to live in an apartment in the upstairs floor of an old farmhouse. And so our living room and the kitchen were all like basically one room. It was me and my buddy while he was in college up there, and I was living with him to help with the rent. And so then my bedroom was in the back part of the house, and then the bathroom was in the part of the house with the angled roof. So you had to walk in the bathroom like this.
Yeah, I've lived in some creative architecture as well. Once lived in an apartment where it had a clawfoot bathtub, but the owner of the building was really cheap, so he put this really crappy little metal thing with a curtain on it, and then he like zip tied the friggin' like a hand wand shower thing to the top to be the shower. But then the thing broke off, so basically it was a bathtub again. You had to fill it with a hand wand shower thing. and it took like 45 minutes to do it. Like it'd be like, oh, I'm really dirty. I'd like to get clean. 45 minutes later, after a bath chills in slow motion. Tyrone, I have to apologize. Not enough burps. Let's get one going here. Let's get a real good one going. Actually, I have some Coke Zero. That'll help.
Yeah, there you go. I've got some orange soda. I need to go drink some.
We gotta put some fuel in the gas tank. There's the gas.
Have you seen the Sprite challenge videos? He's trying.
I give that a 9 out of 10. Good job.
That was a good one. I had a little sputter at the end. I thought something might come out, but.
Yabba dabba doo. For the Flintstones fans out there.
All right, we are done.
Steve, already.
All right,
That'll be $1 million.
Throw it in the ultrasonic and see what happens.
Sven.
I think it'll work without the ultrasonic, but
One thing I gotta say too is Tyrone says this makes me feel like I'm truly living in the golden age. Tyrone, you'll always have a seat at this table.
Golden age of the internet or YouTube's and everything, burp videos.
Yeah, the other nice thing is like my burp method, what I call the reverse vacuum, is essentially one that causes a series of aftershocks after as well. So because you vacuum so much air into your stomach,
Yeah.
you can't all possibly escape at once.
So you'll be sort of later than just
Little pockets will just sort of rear their head up. And suddenly
I'm really thirsty now. I want to go get some orange soda. I'll be right back.
See what you're doing, Dan? Oh my God, look how many dead bugs are on this thing.
You guys are right. I'm getting paid by Big Soda.
Look at these.
Oh, yeah. So what do you do there, Steve?
Look at these little critters.
Clean that all off. What are those, bugs?
Yeah. That's your response to critters.
Garth is back. Yeah, what's up, Garth? We're talking about burping only because we had a special request. Tyrone apparently is a man of great taste.
I am cleaning the dead bugs off my only Quadra 700.
Yeah, Steve is literally removing life from the planet right now.
And they won't get off my tweezers.
They were just trying to earn a living, Steve.
You're dead to me.
Welcome back, Dana.
Orange soda, zero sugar.
Orange soda, zero.
You missed all the dead bugs I've removed off the board, Dana. Wait, there's one more.
Name it. The last one needs a name.
Ooh.
Should call it Esteban. Spanish Steve.
Spanish Steve. So
that's like I've told you guys about Spanish Dan Hewen, right?
Yes, but
yeah.
I do want to correct you because my Spanish teacher was so lazy that I was not Esteban for a while. I was just Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just be Esteve.
Isn't that French?
I do not.
Esteban? Or Stefan, yeah. Well, Stefan is and isn't. Like, I know a lot of people who are Stefans. I guess there's a lot of French speakers in Canada, but...
Oh, this is mouse poop. Excellent.
I think Steve is still Steve in French. I think people just lean more towards Stefan. Garth says my Espanol name was Guido.
Guido. Yeah, when I was in Spanish class in high school, we had to choose our Spanish name. I can't even remember what I chose.
Man, you know what's funny is, like, and, you know, maybe it's not funny, but I know that, like, in Canada, because we don't speak a lot of Spanish, generally, like, it's a very French-English sort of reality. Actually, in my province, Tagalog is also very popular, like Filipino language. But I know that when I was in grade 10 Spanish, when we learned what the word, like, black was in Spanish, there were a few kids there who were like, is this for real? Like, are you serious? Or
the Filipino language was called Tagalong.
No, it's called Tagalog.
I know.
No end.
I used to think, why do they call it tag along? That's a Girl Scout cookie.
I got to be honest. I'm somewhat ignorant of how Tagalog works, but I do think it's another Latin-based language, if I'm not mistaken, or a mix, perhaps.
Dana was like,
Because I
"Stop
know
talking
that-
about the cookies. I'm hungry."
I believe the Philippines was conquered by Spain originally, wasn't it?
Sure.
I think so.
Let's go with that.
Like South America.
They sailed a long way, didn't they?
Parts of it. Obviously, not all of South America speaks Spanish. Some of it speaks Portuguese.
And we're like, look at all these little islands. We claimed them in the name of Hispania.
I love that idea that, I mean, I don't love it. I mean, I think it's novel that people were like, let's go sailing in a ship. Hey, I see some land. It's
That's
mine now. Like, what? How are you possibly going to do that? Like, how are you possibly going to do that?
It's
The
like,
biggest thing that you can see in
parts of
fat.
the moon.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like people selling like deeds to lots
Yeah.
on the moon.
Like,
Okay.
or Mars. It's like, none of us are ever going to get there in our lifetime. Why? You look in my will. I bequeath my 1 acre plot on Mars to my grandson, who probably won't ever get there either.
You know what'd be amazing too is if Mars was like I can't remember the name of the movie. Wasn't there a movie though where like the ice melted at the polar ice caps and then a bunch of like beast animals came out of the ground that were like horrible alien dogs? Wasn't that movie with Chris Pratt about like Tomorrow War or whatever?
Yeah.
Like the polar ice caps melted and like these horrible creatures came out. Maybe like if we start a colony on Mars, like horrible spider creatures will like crawl out of the ground and be like 80 feet tall and just like spray us with acid.
Well, we know what happened to Mars.
Dana, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Does the Quadra 700 require special memory?
Ooh. Sorry. I don't think so.
Okay, because I'm about to shove some memory from a Quadra 650 into it, so I'm hoping that'll work.
That sounds rude.
Consulting the Mac tracker because I don't think it does.
Well, we're about to find out.
Well, if you try it, nope, just 30-pin Sims.
Okay, we are putting all the sims in. Dan, this will be long remembered on your channel if this blows up, and if it doesn't, it won't.
Steve, we can't even see you putting the Sims in.
Oh, because I'm an idiot.
All we're gonna
Freaking idiot.
all we're gonna remember is some blurry close up and your voice in the background.
Right?
Going, oh God, everything's on fire.
There we go. Beautiful.
My one
history.
working power supply.
We are making history right now.
Clunk.
Well,
Oh, it's not in the printer? Surprise.
all right. We have 2 sticks of VRAM out of 6 slots. Hopefully that's enough to just make it chime.
Oh, Dana, I don't know if you were here yet, but I told Steve I bought an Atom ColecoVision earlier
Ah,
with the
nice.
keyboard, but then Steve told me I need the printer to even
Sorry, I couldn't hold that one until you were done.
That's fine. All burps are welcome in this tent.
Oh, it's got a weird speaker connector. Well, that sucks. I had to find out which one is ground so I could plug this guy in.
Beep, 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 beep.
Beep, beep, beep.
Okay. All right, go rinse these, and then we are finished the scrubbing portion of the day.
The scrubbing portion. Well, I'm going to plug the speaker in. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, let's see if this thing will blow up. I'll wait till Dan gets back.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a few dead bugs on here, but nothing terrible.
I like a good thunderstorm. I don't like it when it destroys my property.
Or your 2SI.
Oh, yeah, or my yeah. He's really rinsing those keys.
I mean, they're very dirty keys.
They must have been Cheetos and hair. I mean, all that.
Disgusting.
Woo!
All right, Dan,
I'm ready.
you ready?
Let's
Look
see,
at the
Steve.
keyboard so we can see the lights.
I've got the Jersey Fire Department on speed dial.
That address? Nah, we don't go there no more.
Freaking guys lighting too many fires.
He wouldn't pay protection.
Muted, Steve. Steve, you're muted.
You're muted, Steve. Oh, God.
The light came on. Yay.
Hey, excellent.
Did it
Now-
chime?
No, but I might have the speaker in wrong. Let me switch it around.
I might have to mute myself because I'm going to be doing some airbrush blowing.
Let me try it again. Yeah, I don't think the speaker is happy. But the light comes on, so that's good, right?
It's a positive sign.
Yeah. I will have to. Oh, I have the video capture. What the heck am I? Oh no, it's not plugged in. It's upstairs. Oh well.
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh wait, does this have onboard video or no? Yes, right?
Yes.
I was just hoping I didn't plug this into a floppy connector, you know,
Well.
because it just jammed.
Woo.
All right, so this goes. I need an adult. All right, you go back to Dan for a while. I have to go get a cable.
I need an old priest and a young priest. Yeah, hopefully this is okay with you folks. I am now drying keycaps one at a time. But this is an important part of the process if you want to do this in 2 hours.
Yeah. You let them air dry, it takes way longer.
Oh, you can leave these things all night and they'll still have water in this little cylinder.
Yep.
In the center of each keycap. That's why whenever like my face jerks back, it's because I sprayed water on my face. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So Dana, are you working on any projects right now?
No.
Just picked up that next slab not recently though. Have you done anything cool with that?
And I did actually get the login and password for. Wait, which one is it that I? The next I had the username and password that was the Silicon and Graphics that I did not. And I actually
yeah.
got it from the guy. I just haven't tried it yet because I
Which
basically
SDI
stacked
did you get?
the
An
indie.
Indie?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are wicked. Those are the cool, like affordable ones too. Like the Octanes look really big, and
Oh, no.
those aren't for sale.
They'll go for crazy money on eBay.
Yeah.
You just never see them anywhere else. You know what I would
Or
like
you can
to
see it
get?
at the VCF.
Huh?
I was just gonna say you could see an Octane at VCF.
Yeah, that's true.
What were
I'm
you saying? You want a
B-box.
Sorry?
I want a B-box.
Oh, what's the B box?
So there was alternate. I don't think they were a Macintosh clone. They ran on some of the same architecture, but they had their own operating system, and the company was called BE, and they had a really cool looking computer. Let me see if I can find a screenshot.
That's because the chief marketing, whoever he was, Jean-Louis Gasset, almost had to buy Apple and then went to go join them or whatever.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to share my screen here. Three? No. Screen 2.
Welcome to Dan's airbrushing videos.
Yeah. Oh, that's really neat. That's
And
a funky 90s.
so these green lights, the two green lights on there, they go all the way up to just below the floppy drive, and they are based on the CPU usage, I think.
You could also, I think, change it to network activity.
Yeah, you could configure it. I think even to hard drive activity too, or one and the other, or something like that. But they basically ran on their own operating system, the BOS, and I would like to find one.
That is really cool. Actually, you know what? I should see if I can pull this up here. I recently saw someone posted that they were selling one of these in a vintage PC group, and it's up. Oh no, it's not that it's up. He's asking 300 US for it. Let me see here.
Oh, that's
Okay.
orangey.
So I will pull this out and then share it.
I will just try a video card. That might be easier.
True, you can run BOS on various older Mac models. Yep. Didn't the B box use like the Motorola chips and all that stuff too?
Yeah, PowerPC, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys see this?
Oh.
And it's a screen.
There we go.
Nah. Wow.
So isn't this neat? It's like a weird little Windows machine that they sold in different parts of Europe, I think, and South America.
Looks like some you'd seen a little kiosk or something like that.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like a little Intel PC.
It looks Japanese to me. Like I expected to have little arms doing this.
Yeah, it's a nifty gal. Ah.
I need a Nubis video card.
Here we go. Here's the guy going to give you a hard time for everything.
What's up, Retro Techie?
Sorry, Retro Techie, stream's closed. Moose outside for the soul.
Apparently, Retro Techie went thrifting today.
It's a hard game. That thrifting game.
We have
So the Goodwill stores around me, none of them carry electronics because they say it's too hard to move.
Yeah.
Really?
My Goodwill stores all recycle that stuff.
Like they'll have old stereos and things and old like PlayStations and stuff, but if it's computer related, they throw it right in the dumpster.
That's so crazy. Well, to be fair though, a lot of those places just end up with like one shelf full of a bunch of Dell keyboards from like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Stuff worth like less than $5.
What are we looking for on that screen there, Steven?
Well, we're not getting nothing. That's what we're looking for.
Come on, man.
No video.
Esteban, your microscope is not working.
Esteban.
Now that's supposed to be the video capture, but there's no video from the Quadra.
Oh, so he got a Macintosh keyboard for $10, an N64 Rumble Pack for $3.
Oh, that's good. The Rumble Pack's cool.
It's a keyboard for the 512K and Plus. I think.
Oh, no way.
I think those were two different keyboards, weren't they?
No, you can get one with and one without. And you can also get a numpad separately too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have a 512K, but I don't have a Plus. I've never had a Plus.
I've got a beige plus and a platinum plus.
Ooh. I would want a
The platinum plus. I also finally got a 512 not too long ago, but it is dirty.
Oh well, thank you, Garth. I will try that. That's an excellent suggestion. Because I have no clue.
Garth is the knowledge bank. He's got the answers that you crave.
I used to know all this stuff, but then Mac Tracker has spoiled me. Oh, look at that. Now he's just trolling.
Oh, Retro Techie. Well, the Blue Scuzzy isn't showing any activity lights either, so that's concerning.
Is your power supply okay?
Yeah, because it worked on the 650.
No. Well.
How bad is this airbrush noise, fellas? Should I just mute myself?
That's not that bad.
Not terrible.
All right.
We got some activity, but there's no video.
I don't see nothing.
There's no video.
Ugh. Just took a bunch of water in the face.
Yeah. You could maybe try putting like one basic memory in there for memory.
Okay, so Raw Elements says, I love my Platinum Plus. Kind of sounds like platypus. That's true. The platypus, aka the duck beaver. I used to think those were the coolest animals when I was a kid.
I'm going to try different dip switches on the video clip.
Oh, shoot. Are we talking to an imposter? Retrobrite first.
Hey!
Sweet!
Well, you're the one you saw on last night's stream was wearing the same shirt, though. They have to be the same stream.
Steve never went to sleep.
Don't tell my horrible secret. Okay, something's not happy. Something is very not happy. Oh, there it goes.
Hey!
Steve, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, would you look at it?
After dark loads like that.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Well, I don't think the video card or the new bus is happy, but come on, baby. There we go.
So you can remove the newest card.
Don't.
Yeah, this needs a clean.
Yeah.
But she works.
How do you know it's a she? I just got a bunch of water in my face.
That's because you questioned its gender, Dana.
Dirty Cheeto hair water.
Cheeto, yeah, the worst kind. Keep your mouth closed. You're spraying.
Yeah, this
Got a free lunch over here.
This video card Adam gave me, and he said he didn't know if it works, and some of the caps look questionable on it. So
Plug it into the onboard audio or video.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna try next. I have
Do that then.
the VRAM that I removed from the system. You're going to shove it back in. Now there are 6 slots, but I only have 2 sims here, or whatever they're called. Yeah, sims.
Okay. That's the first set of dried caps. Keycaps, shall we say.
But it didn't like the memory I installed in it. That's concerning.
Yeah, it doesn't really need that VRAM. It's got some built in.
Oh, that's right. It does?
I mean, if you're just testing the basics, yeah, you can leave those out.
Well, then I will.
Yeah, Garth does it too.
Well, the blue SCSI isn't even doing anything now. So,
It took a minute before, didn't it?
well, the blue SCSI like blinked immediately before. So I think there's either something bad about the way this is configured, or this board is dirty as hell. So, oh, wait, now
Throw it in the cleaner.
Throw it in the garbage. Ha!
I saw the blue SCSI blink. Now it's booting, but there's no video.
What did I do with my small hoard of G3 all-in-ones? They are still here. They are in the basement. I put them, so not long after I went and got that big hoard, I had to start cleaning up my house because I was going on vacation for like a week and a half. And so everything in that room just kind of got piled on the table, and that's where they're still at.
Do you mean like Molar Max?
Yeah. I got
How many do you have?
2.
Like recently, you picked up both of them?
Yeah. Lady here in town put it on Facebook. She said it was an Apple monitor and she wanted $20 for it.
Oh, baby.
And so I was like, yeah, I'll come get it this morning before I go to work. So I did. And then I got home. And as soon as I get home, I get another Facebook message from her. My brother just brought me another one. He said he doesn't want it. He says you can come get it for the same price. So I picked it up after work.
Oh, awesome.
All right, here we go.
Yay. Quadra 700.
Let's get some color on this monitor now, eh?
Color. Need some color. There she goes. Look at that.
Would you just look at it?
Look at that. Just look at it. Just look at that.
Would you look at it? Just look at it. Would you just look at it? Is this your car? Would you look at it?
Ed Bassmaster. He was one of the great YouTube guys, creators.
That was so funny. Back in the day.
Just look at that. Just look at that. Just, would you look at it? I mean, when I see something like that, I say,
So
look at it.
chaotic at the end.
Yeah.
Look at that. Would you look at this? Would you look at that? Would you look at this?
Look at that.
I love how the logic board. Yeah, this logic board needs to be heavily cleaned before I can do anything with it. But hey, I'm happy the thing works.
Sure.
Usually quadras give me more trouble. You see that?
You saw that.
Oops.
Would you look at it?
Quadra boot. Hey, Prince of Persia.
Oh god, it's ready too fast.
That's
It's one
not
of those games designed for like the 512.
Yeah.
Man, I can't tell you how many hours of Jezball I used to play at my grandma's house.
You might want to repeat yourself, Dan.
So I can't tell you how many hours of Jezball I used to play at my grandma's house. I don't remember Jezball.
No, but it sounds like something else.
Ah, God. Probably, I think it was a Windows 3.1 game only.
Jazball.
Nothing like being a kid on someone's random Windows 3.1 computer and opening the games folder and then just sort of like just going, oh, there's Solitaire and Jezball.
Play some Shuffle Puck.
I don't know if it's on here.
Oh, come on.
We do have MAME.
Well, yeah. Now you got to throw all that extra RAM back in there.
Yeah. AOL Instant Messenger, yes, baby.
Oh, what version?
Ah,
You are trying to do too much with 4 megs of RAM.
Slow down, you jerk.
I mean, it was like version 2.13. Is that what it was?
something like that. That's
That was the version that was out for the longest time.
good.
Oh, version 4.
4092.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I used to know Pointing. He's a real jerky.
Run calculator.
Good old negative 192.
I'm like having fun with your calculator.
Hell yeah.
Classic. Roll.
I'm like spelling words like Shell Oil with numbers.
Eggshell, I think, was the longest word you could type on a calculator.
Eggshell. Well, yeah, I guess that's the same digits as Shell Oil.
I should say.
This is a gaming Mac now, Dan.
Ooh.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Nom.
Garth says, "Okay, I got to go and actually get something done. See y'all. All right, see you,
Bye,
Garth."
Garth. Thanks for your help.
Nom. Oh, nom.
Oh, these ghosts! So delicious.
Friggin' go.
Ah,
Run!
no!
You know, Steve, you've got nothing on Billy What's-His-Face, that awful guy.
The guy that cheats?
The world's best Pac-Man player.
Oh.
Billy Mitchell, that's the one.
Yeah, the guy that
cheater.
cheats.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Ah!
You know what I love? Oh, God. You know what I love is, you ever watch the documentary King of Kong?
Oh, yeah.
A Fistful of Coins or whatever? Yeah. They wrote a song about Billy
Oh crap!
Mitchell. His
No!
whole,
I was
his
so
whole
close.
world, as he knows it, is propped up by all of these aged men who like worship the ground that he stood on.
Yeah.
They wrote songs about it. Billy's on the move, you know, like just the stupidest crap in the world. And then like their world comes crumbling down after all of those lawsuits. And then like, I don't know if you guys watch Carl Job's videos, but he had a lot of stuff about Billy Mitchell, and then Billy Mitchell sued him. So now he's like going to court, and I think Notch is paying for his legal fees.
Oh, God,
Wow.
no.
It's just a wild situation.
That guy took a turn also.
Like if you look at a picture
That's what I heard.
from like 1983 and you look at a picture of him now, he has the same hair and the same beard.
Oh, Billy Mitchell has had the exact same look. He looks like there's a realtor in my city who looks like her haircut hasn't changed since her yearbook photo, and she's like in her mid-60s. It's the same idea, right? They get one haircut, they think they're a total BA, and then they never change it.
I'm invincible.
That was funny.
But yeah, he's I mean, because he's so litigious, in my opinion, he's one of the greasiest dudes out there.
Dan, all that airbrushing is making me hungry for lunch.
I don't understand that, Steve, but I respect it.
That's such a Dan thing to say.
It's allowed. You're allowed to feel that way, despite it being very confusing. I'm almost finished the airbrushing, though, and then we're just putting keys into boards, and we're all good to go. We can continue on with our weekend.
I'm all releasing you from this prison. I turned invincibility on because I'm a jerk.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, this keyboard sucks for this game. It's an Apple design keyboard.
That keyboard sucks for pretty much everything.
Yes.
Well, Pac-Man was designed for arcade machines originally, right? So playing it on a keyboard with arrow keys that are all in a row is probably not ideal.
No, don't worry. This has an inverted T design. All right, see you later, Retro Techie.
Later, man.
Oh, you went right through that one. Ah,
That
what?
was.
How are you going through them?
I'm invincible.
Uh,
I'm a dirty cheat. I'm a cheater, Jerry.
Is that a Seinfeld line?
Yeah,
what you did, Jerry?
Which
I
episode
cheated.
is that?
that's like the last one or one of the last ones.
Oh, okay.
Where the plane's about to go down and he admits he cheated on the contest.
Oh, that's right, on the contest. Of course he did. Yeah. You know, I haven't seen that.
And he's like, why? Because I'm a cheater, Jerry.
I usually just restart before that episode gets there.
Yeah, I remember
I loved
even
their last season, though. I thought it was fantastic. A lot of people didn't, according to like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb.
All right, this is getting boring.
The last two, oh, someone's playing Recorder in my back lane again.
Recorder.
Like a little plastic instrument that we all learn how to play in music class.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a full-time recorder player in my life, apparently. An individual in the back lane who, on sunny weekends, thinks, hey, you know what would be perfect right now? If the neighborhood was filled with recorder music.
Now say the same thing, Dan, but in a Hank Hill voice.
God dang it, they think the whole neighborhood wants recorder music. We're losing viewers at an alarming rate. We were at 13 not that long ago. We're down to 6. Could it be that my keyboard cleaning live streams are not as fascinating as I had hoped?
My camera fell. I reset all the settings.
Well, the excitement is over.
Okay, well, the best part is about to start because I'm almost done these caps. I have 4 or 5 left to dry. And then we just start feeding them, baby.
Well, Dan, I hate to miss the excitement, but I haven't had breakfast or lunch, and I'm about to pass out. So,
well, that's allowed, Steve. You go enjoy some meals.
And if you're still streaming when I'm done, I'll come back and yell at you some more.
Hey, do you remember Epic Mealtime?
I do.
Whatever happened to that?
I do. What was the other one? Were the epic rap battles of history? I don't see much out of them anymore.
It would appear that there were a lot of things that society said goodbye to over the years.
Well, I need to go too because I have to start cleaning my garage if I wish to start using it.
Well, fellas, enjoy the day. Thank you for stopping
please
by.
watch my video. Apparently, it's tanking. So, yay!
Go check out Steve's channel, Mac84. If you don't, you're gonna die.
Well, Dan, good luck with your keywords. Sorry to bail, but take care of Dana as well.
All good, friendos.
And Dana, you better stream your garage cleaning.
It's too bad Retro Techie left. You could have thrown him an invite, but.
All right, take care, guys.
So long, fellas.
We are recapping. All right, later, gang. Okay, folks, we are rolling solo. I'm going to add this one back because we're putting keycaps back in the boards. Round out this mother nicely. Okay. Anywho, so let's catch up on some chat. Looks like we had a couple people take off, and Dave is still here, going strong. Dave, can always trust that Dave will be here. How you doing, buddy? This is this shift key. I like to start by rekeying the ones that have metal bars in them because they have kind of a unique way of sliding into place. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I've been listening to a lot of West Side Connection lately. Anyone else out there? I got it stuck in my head. 0. And the shift key, the big one. Return or enter if you're a PC fan. Dave's doing just fine. That's good to see. Oh, I should turn off that stinking compressor. Tab goes in. Apple command goes in. Control goes in. Another Apple command. And what else is there? Can you guys hear the person rocking out on the recorder? Nick says the Rona really slowed down ERB, but they are still around. I guess that's when we were talking about epic rap battles. Makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And QWE. We've got some dashes. Dashes to dashes, dust to dust. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Just 1, 2, 3 in for a hard bracket. This, I believe, is a 9. It's funny when you get to the numbers on the numpad. Sometimes it can be easy to forget RTY if like a 9 is a 6 or something. But they all kind of go in the same angle. So that's one way you can narrow it down. Okay, L goes there. Actually, that looks. Is that L? That might be. House Moth, what is going on here? How you doing, Jay? You want to hop on? Steve and Dana were just here, but they had to take off. Steve had to go get some food, and I believe Dana is cleaning up his garage. You're welcome to join. All right, F keys. F it all, am I right? This should be the last keyboard stream for this series at least. 5, 6, 7, 8. We've done a number of these already. 9, F10. And some arrow keys. So that's down. And that is up. And we got a page down, which goes all the way in the corner. Next batch. We got a 2, a 5, the letter B, which I won't do quite yet. This looks like an O. O, P. P, P, P. Numlock and clear. There's the P. Number 1. Number 5. So Z, X, C, V, B. Number 8. F1. Home. Plus. Which I think goes like that. Yep. Number 8. Number 6. Square bracket with a little dealie. Oh no, hang on. We're too far over here. Uh-oh. F the F key? You're telling me, pal. Just gotta slide these over one. P, and then the O, and then the H, or H, as our British friends would say. ZXC, squiggly, an arrow key. Next handful. Jason's just finishing 3 hours of yard work. I'm in no state to be on. Gonna take a 1-hour shower soon. Hey, that's probably a good idea, my friend. Get clean. That's what I like to say. All right, Alt Option 789 question mark and a slash QWERTY. Where's the G? H next to it, and so is the J. Z, X. Time for the U. Some colons. Get your colons checked. All right, escape, and then some F keys. We got F11, F12, page down. Which, oh no, I have page up in my hand. Page down's already in. That was word there. F3, help. Another arrow. And F2. All right, gang. Ah! Dave, I can't read that back, but I agree. I mean, we should all be doing that at bare minimum. Can I zoom out? Oh, apparently not. I can zoom in, but not out. Is that better? Trying to get a decent angle here. I'd have to just get the camera higher up. All right, 7. V goes right here. D. 4. 0. that bracket, that crazy old bracket. JKL F9. Asterisk, not X. That is a common mispronunciation. F4, F6. What do you know? And we just got 4 and 1. Ladies and gents, we are almost done here on this keyboard, and then we have 1 left to go. Plus and equals. S is in asd. M is in mother. And there we go. We'll give the back a quick wipe down because I think we neglected to do that initially. Some Windex, little wiperino. Everybody wipes. Even the cool kids. Although maybe not all of them. But they should. Maybe not all of them wipe properly. Either way, you should wipe, and you should wipe properly. All right, there's 1 completed keyboard. Let's get this towel out of the way and put this lovely piece of equipment on display so y'all can see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. What a nice keyboard. All right. And last, we've got our strawberry. Here we go. So the graphite is complete. Now we're working on the straw, the Daryl straw. Start with a little back wipe. You already got the lecture on wiping. All right, let's fill her up. Get all this crap out of the way here. We got a messy looking stream right now. That's no good. All right, get this camera in here. Let's lift it up slightly. There we go. Ah! This is lovely. Dave wishes he could be like the cool kids. Well, Dave, I got good news for you. The first step is to start wiping properly. And you too can do it. I believe in you. All right. Yeah, we'll just start sliding keys back in. Anyway, I want to say thanks to everyone who stuck around this late. I know that we're at 2 hours and 37 minutes, according to the little timer at the top of the window. So thank you, everyone, for hanging around this late. You know, I appreciate that greatly. Yes, I know that these keyboard streams aren't the most fascinating thing, but when I do the live streams, it's more of a chance to interact with you folks and to work on something that's a little less stressful and that's easy to kind of play around with on camera. One thing that I think we're going to start doing more of in the future is just kind of like the middle steps of larger projects on live streams. So, you know, for example, if I'm working on a board or something like that, just do like a behind the scenes thing where we film as I'm filming, because I like to do edited videos, which is something I'm quite passionate about. And there's certain things that I would like to do on live stream. You know, I don't want to finish a restoration. Like one of the things I thought about doing today was to put together the 6200 CD that's been kind of like on the back burner for a long time. But I want to finish that one on video because I want that to be an actual like finished video. So yeah, well, there's some tweaking to do to this whole live stream process, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll work out in the end there. You know, don't you know? RTY. R. And then this is, I believe, a backslash. It's hard to tell I and backslash apart sometimes. All right, raw elements, no problemo. Jay, we're here to hang out and chat. We don't care what you're doing. Well, that sounds great. That sounds great. Thank you, Jay. So, Jay, tell us about that yard work you were doing. What was going on there? You doing some gardening or just cutting the grass? Are you jacking up a cement walkway? Fill in the dots, baby. ASDFG. N goes next to M. Kind of notice that these keys have a little more wear on them than the ones that we just put in. Like they're darker in certain spots, as if like fingers have been rubbing them for years. Rub-a-dub-dub. Dave says, since new Mac OS Ventura, I cannot think of Ace Ventura. Or I can't not think of Ace Ventura. Sorry. Double negative. Yeah. I'm actually curious. I want to install Ventura on that 2015 iMac. I think I might do that as like a quick little like midweek release video. Like just kind of install it on there and just see if everything works all good. I know lots of people are already doing reviews of it, so I don't need to do that. But, you know, putting it on a 2015 iMac, I bet you there's a few people who are wondering if it'll run programs well. You know what? I was surprised at how well Monterey ran on that 2015 iMac. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be because every year they optimize it. But, you know, being a collector of classic Apples, you're always like, oh, don't put too new an OS on it or it won't run anything. Guess we're not at that point, though, where like the OS RAM requirements have outstripped the hardware yet. Jay says, mowing the lawns, getting rid of weeds, perfecting those edges, making it look like I'm not a slum. Yeah, no, that's what you got to do, man. Although working on them corners, what are you, military man? Oh, actually, I think you are, aren't you? If I remember correctly. Ex-military. Is that right? Up key. Home. Next to help. F3 goes here. Jay says, I have a Core 2 Dual MacBook Pro running Monterey like a boss with an SSD and Max runs pretty much as responsive to any other machine. Yeah, no, you know what? I don't doubt that. My Core 2 Duo is only running High Sierra, though. Oh, and that's the wrong 5 for that spot. 5. 9er. Yeah, mine's running High Sierra, and it's all right. It's a little laggy, though, I will admit. It has an SSD. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. She's a white polycarbonate. Yeah, and the K is over. How am I doing such a bad job of entering these keycaps again? Like, I've done this so many times. Okay. ZXC, ASD, F ounce. Jay, you could tell me about your military exploits, but you would have to disappear me. That's unfortunate. So I guess we probably don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I don't want to disappear. I'm a nice guy, you know? Okay. Page up first, of course. H goes to the G. F goes next to the G. S goes next to the G. 7 goes next to the 8. Equals goes right there below home. ET below home. And we're down to 5 viewers. You know what? We are officially starting to lose them, I think. You know what? That's not bad for me only having posted it on Facebook before we got started. So I accept this mediocrity. No, no, you know what? I'm very appreciative to everyone who's here. And you know what? We're almost finished anyway. So F4, escape. This has been a long one, folks. Shout out to the real ones like Dave Dave's been with us since the start. And there it is. Ah! One last key. F2. Oh no, that's F1. What is happening? We're not done, folks. We have to make this right. There we go. F1, F2. Oh no, I put it upside down. Now we're done. Okay. Well, ladies and gents, it's been a journey. We've laughed. We've cried. We talked about Steve's shirt. We cleaned up 2 beautiful G3 iMac keyboards. Okay, I accidentally hit back on the studio on my mouse. That's what happens when you bind extra keys. Anyway, I just want to thank everyone once again for everything. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around with us. If you only made it to the top or you only made it to the bottom, either way, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything. I'm the Canadian Computer Collector. It's beautiful outside in much of North America today, so go out and enjoy the outdoors. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for social media, buy me a coffee, or Patreon. Shout out to all my Patreon subscribers. I don't think I have the list handy, but it's in the description of the video right now, so we'll get something up there. Anyway, take care, be well, be kind to each other, and good day, mate. A little bit of Australian and Canadian.